Stay Tuned Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of a drunken degenerate watching the National Football League.
And welcome everybody to Stay Tuned Sports. It's your boy King hanging out with you here on this Monday night as the Philadelphia Eagles, dressed all in black, except for the jerseys, which are white because they're the road team, so there's nothing to do. But black pants, black helmets, and their cold black hearts go into very cold Lambeau Field, vaunted home of the Green Bay Packers, to take on Jordan Love and those Packers, as both of these teams try to exhibit that they can play a full 60-minute football game. I think whoever actually does might actually win the game. So we'll see. But thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. Again, my name is King. On what has been an auspicious day. Been a great day here. In Kingland, in my universe, for all Giants fans out there, really, it's been a good day. And you might say, King, why is this a good day? King, why would this day be so good? You lost to the Bears in another fourth quarter collapse when you had the lead with like 4 minutes to go. Why would you think this is a good day? Because Brian Daboll is no longer the head coach of the New York Football Giants, ladies and gentlemen. And I know you're not supposed to get joy out of seeing somebody lose their job. I know. It's a terrible thing. It's a terrible, terrible thing. To see somebody lose their livelihood and help it. I just can't help it. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us. If you want to help us out here, you can do so very much here on Stay Tuned Sports. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Helps us out tremendously. And again, those are 3 free ways that you can do so. If you want to help us a little bit more directly, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store in the top of the chat and in the description below. Hey, what's in those places, by the way, especially the merch store? You can get your Fuck the Ref shirts, available both in hoodie and t-shirt form, available right now over at the Stay Tuned Sports merch store, which you can go to at bit.ly/staytunedmerch. That's bit.ly/staytunedmerch. And you can also just click on the link in the top of the chat, which is open, and also the link is in the bottom of the description below this video here, so you can go and click that as well. Comes pre-pixelated, so you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry about offending anybody or going to jail for obscure obscenity laws. You don't have to worry about that. We got you covered. ELS in the chat, obviously ready to go. Jimbo in the chat, ready to go. Jimbo, obviously big Eagles fan. ELS, our resident Packers fan. Jimbo says, push that tush all the way down the field. It feels like if there was going to be some a game that is focused on pushing of the tushin, it's going to be this one. The Eagles are going to go full. Every opportunity they can, they're going to be pushing tush. ELS says, go Pack, go. The Packers are ready to kick the tush push Eagles' ass. So you kick the tush. You should kick the tush. And that's don't ELS. This is a family-friendly stream, and our chat room, we would like it to be respectful and clean. So please, watch your language when you say things like that. Lloyd in the chat says, yo, what is up? I'm going to be honest, Lloyd, don't even know what joke you're talking about. So no need to apologize. It's real. You never really have to apologize to me. There's never anything you really have to apologize for to me. I don't. I'm not someone that's going to ask for apologies, and I don't remember. Was there a joke that Lloyd said in the chat yesterday that was bad? I have no idea. But either way, Lloyd, you're good. You're fine. Just come into the chat and have fun. Like I said, I'm not one of those people that's going to sit there and say like, you have said something deeply offensive towards me. How dare you? And because of that, I now demand your apology. I'm not one of those guys. That's not. Oh, what about my lip? Oh, that's. Lloyd, that is not. It's not anything to apologize for. Jesus Christ, man. That is nothing to apologize for. Dude, I'm diabetic. I've had the conversations about the prosthetics and the getting amputated before. Like, it's one thing I want to, avoid. Clearly, I think anybody would want to do that. But that is not, there is no, there is no reason at all to apologize for anything, Lord. Jeez. Do not get that. Pecan says, Christmas came early for King. Indeed it did. And then Christmas came early, and so did I, as Brian Dable has been fired as the New York Giants head coach. Hey, Pecan, you're Saints, man. I'm trying to tell you. Like, those some bitches keep on fighting every single game. They are out there, and they did it again this week, and they got the reward. They got the win against the Carolina Panthers on the road, nonetheless. So big ups to that. And, man, I think you got somebody there in Tyler Shuck. I really do. I thought so when you drafted him. You guys seemed to be really high on Shuck when you drafted him, and all the right things were coming out about him. And they're like, why did you draft him so low? Because everybody else didn't evaluate him high, but the Saints seemingly did. And so they filled some other needs before that, but they got Shuck. And I'll tell you what, man. Again, I'm rooting like hell for the Saints. I really am. I really am excited for you guys. I'm excited for what you got in the future there. And now, for the first time in a very long time, I'm excited for the Giants and what the future may hold for my little football team here from East Rutherford, New Jersey. Lloyd in the chat says, so how was escaping from the Giants mental asylum, dude? I got to tell you, Lloyd, today was something. Today was something. And you can even ask Pepper Jack if you want to. She was working. It was the middle of the day. Again, I woke up late because I did the game late last night, and then I didn't get to sleep until like 3 o'clock in the morning. That happens on these primetime game nights. I end up staying up late. Pepper Jack hates it. It is just what it's kind of like. It's just a thing. I just stay up. Doing a stream kind of gets you, a little amped up. So I'm just, it's always hard for me to go to sleep after the live streams. So I'm up late. So I wake up late. I wake up I guess around 10 o'clock. And I see that Brian Daboll has not been fired. And I'm like, all right. I was kind of hoping. I knew it probably wasn't going to happen, but I was like, man, I would have been great news to wake up to. Oh, well. So I come out here. I start doing some graphics. I start going through messages. I start going through some YouTube videos. Get ready. I'm starting to make breakfast. I'm going to make some coffee or whatever like that. Pat McAfee comes on, and he starts doing his show. So now we're like in noon here. This is, by the way, this is how long it takes me to actually, start doing things once I get up. And the fire alarm in the studio actually starts going off for Pat McAfee. Now, I don't know if that was a bit or if that was actually something that actually happened. It was kind of just a coincidence that it happened. But the fact that the fire alarm went off, and as it was going off, came the news that Brian Daboll got fired. And as soon as he said it, breaking news, we got some breaking news. Brian Daboll has been fired. And I let out the loudest yell that you ever did hear yelled. And it was a reflex, because here's the thing. Pepper Jack works from home. So she's over there doing her job, and a lot of her job consists of calling people up. She's got to talk to people, call people. It's a back and forth thing for what she does. And so I go, and I'm like, yes! I'm in here. I immediately just go, yes! And then I stopped for the second. I was like, oh my gosh. So I got real quiet. I was like, are you on the phone? And then I just hear very meekly from the room away. She goes, no, it's okay. I was like, oh, thank God. I thought I might have just screwed her over at her job or whatever. But that's how excited I was. What says it was it was around like 12:15, 12:20, somewhere around there. Yeah, it was around that time that it's 11:30 for you. It was like noon-ish here for us here on the East Coast. The only coast that matters, the East Coast. Hey, Green Bay's going to get the ball first here. We've got the kickoff, and the Packers going to return to the 35. Still not out of bounds yet. He gets it all the way up to the 39.5-yard line. So the Packers starting in good field position here. Paul, hola! What is up, my Indianapolis brother? Feeling good after your overtime win against the Atlanta Falcons over there in Berlin, Germania. Good job for the Colts. Lloyd says, now if they fired him on a Sunday, they didn't think about it. Yeah, no. Once the Giants lost that game, I think it was fairly obvious. They let the plane come home. They let him land, and then it was like, Brian, you want to come into the office here for a second, Brian? We got a just a quick meeting. Just a quick meeting. We're just going to talk here real quick. Jordan Love hands off here on first down. Gain of 4 or 5 yards there on the first carry. 5 yards, they say. 2nd and 5 upcoming. Lloyd says, "Oh, you're on East Coast time, Lloyd." Then yeah, no, it was more toward. It was the news I saw came out was because Pat McAfee was on the air when it came out. So as soon as that came out, it was that it was like 12:20, something like that, 12:20, 12:30, somewhere around there. Jacobs is going to get 6 yards on 2nd and 5. First down, Packers, as they are going to be marked right at midfield, right at the 50. Now there's two. There are 2 counties in Michigan that are currently on Central Time. Well, I always found that thing because Detroit is Detroit Eastern Time? I thought Detroit was Central. Is Detroit Eastern Time? No, that's right. Detroit is Eastern Time. Chicago is Central. That's right. That's why the hockey rivalry was always a little weird between those two. Because Detroit, I think, is closer to Chicago than to New York, clearly. But there was an hour difference between a Blackhawks and a Red Wings game than there was between the Red Wings and the Rangers, which is always weird. Paul says, I feel like Philly will win this. Sorry, ELS, but I will pull for the Packers if it helps. Jimbo says, what the fuck do we still have Jackson out there for? I figured after the trade deadline, he might have been gone. Somebody might have done something like that. But Adoree Jackson still there playing for the Eagles. 2nd and 7 upcoming. Going to be another handoff to Jacobs. Third and 3 upcoming here. Blankenship in on a stop. I used to play high school football with a kid named Blankenship. He ended up having a brain aneurysm during one of our football games, and they had to be medevaced off the field. I remember that. That was not fun. He's fine. He ended up being fine. He's fine. He's fine. He's been fine. That was 30 years ago. I think he's married, wife, kids, has the whole schmear, so he's doing pretty good. But yeah, that was a scary time. I just remember, every time I hear Blankenship, it reminds me, oh, Jacobs. Looks like he got grabbed by the face mask to me, and that's going to be a close. They're going to spot him short because of course they are, but they always spot them short. The Packers just running up here real quick, and they do a quick, fast quarterback sneak. No tush push needed there. Love didn't need no pushing on his tushing to get that first down, huh, Jimbo? Well, hey, listen. All's fair in love and war. And you're not going to call the Eagles for moving early. You're not going to call the Packers for moving early. I'm fine with that. That's the thing. We're just going to see. Jimbo in the chat predictably says, wow, that was a false start. Now you know how the rest of us feel, Jimbo. Now you know how the rest of us feel. ELS in the chat says, QB sneak. Fuck the tush push. See, that's the difference between a quarterback sneak and a tush push. Quarterback sneak works like that. A tush push is awful and cheating. 2nd and 9 coming up here from the Eagles' 38-yard line. Nothing's gonna beat me to dude. I am such a good mood today. Like I'm just a happy guy today. I'm just a happy guy. I don't know how you guys are gonna deal with it, with the fact that I'm actually feeling somewhat joyous and excited. Jordan Love steps back, looks, gets pressure, tries to escape, and then runs right into and then gets ripped down. I figured they would have gotten forward progress done, and that should have been roughing the passer or unnecessary roughness there. But the Eagles have the referees in their pocket. Oh, by the way, yeah, that was a sack.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
Fairly big sack, too. It goes to a 3rd and 20 now, all the way back at the 50-yard line, technically the 49. So 3rd and 9, or 3rd and 20 from the 49. Big ball from Love. Not even close. Christian Watson, I think, was the closest one. Oh, and Mitchell's down. Mitchell was defending on the play. He got up, started walking off, and now is on the field. Oh, no. Savage ELS is here. Normal ELS left the building. Of course it is. Quinion Mitchell. It looked like he was fine when he got up. Oh, wow, he landed on his knee, where he didn't have the knee pads down on his pants because he wanted to wear them like fucking shorts, like all these assholes do. Wear the pants and wear the pads where they're supposed to be. Also, tuck in the fucking shirts, your undershirts and shit like that. Wear the uniforms the way they're supposed to be worn, and the pads the way they're supposed to be worn. And guess what? You won't get little knee boo-boobs every time you go ahead and fall on the fucking ground. How about that? Sorry, I'm a uniform nerd, so when I see the uniforms being disrespected, I get very upset. Wear them the way they're supposed to be worn. ELS, where was he throwing that ball? Watson had no chance. He chucked it up. It was very overthrown, clearly. He thought Christian Watson was a little bit faster than he was, I guess. I don't know. Paul, I believe he's saying facts about my uniform rant there again, because it's again, you see it so often now with these guys getting hurt knees and hurt hips and hurt thighs. Oh, I got a thigh bruise. Yeah, because you're not wearing the fucking pads. Or if you do, it's like a piece of paper you decided to put in there and say, oh, it's technically a pad. It doesn't work. Jimbo says, flag football players don't wear knee pads. Actually, a lot of them do. A lot of them do. Hey, listen. If we get Mike McDaniel as an offensive coordinator, I wouldn't mind it. Like I said, I've said that before in the rubber room too. I wouldn't mind it. I don't think he would be a bad offensive coordinator at all. ELS has question 1 here on tonight, and again, this is all going to be regarding the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, since this is the 50th anniversary of the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald. And please, if you don't go and listen to Gordon Lightfoot and the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald today, there's something wrong with you. Do it. Get in touch with your feelings and emotions. Cry like the rest of us, and then we'll see you back here. Question 1. This was the last statement ever heard from the Fitz's radio, received shortly before she sank by a sister ship at 7:10. Paul says, I'm out on that trivia. I know. God, yeah, the last message was... Jimbo says the last message was, oh, shit. I think it was something like taking on water or something. It was like, we're taking on water. situation bad or something. It was like, it was like taking on water, situation really bad, something like that. I think it was something like that. I think one of the messages that got out there, one of the last messages, was something about how the ship was taking on water. I don't think. The quote was no more bills. Free and clear, boys. The debt's gone. ELS. The answer was we are holding our own. I know that's probably part of the song too, and I just forgot. But the very last broadcast was we are holding our own. No, Paul, this was the 70s. Maybe if it happened today, that's something that would be out there. Yeah, someone just had to get something off their chest before they met the dark deep. So, first play, Saquon Barkley here for the Eagles after the punt, by the way. Sorry about that. Drive started at the 9. Gets about 3 yards. 2nd and 7 coming up from the 12. Boats and hose. Prestige. Worldwide. Kevin Patullo, everybody's favorite coordinator there in Philadelphia. But Philadelphia doesn't have favorite. Again, they wanted to murder Sirianni by week 5 last year, and he's gotten them to 2 Super Bowls and won them one. So 2nd and 7, throws. That's going to be caught by A.J. Brown. Yard short, so 3rd and 1. Ooh, is it going to come here? Is this where they're going to do it? Is this going to be number 1? Is this going to be tush push numero uno? There's a lot of, I don't know. Seriously. Oh, here we go. Here we go. They're going to do it. They're going to do it. And they jumped early. They didn't do a tush push. They did an outside kind of rush there. But also, they jumped early. That should have been a flag for false start. Oh, God, is that offsides? Holy shit, was that offsides? How do you not throw the flag? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. They keep getting away with this. Like, even if you say the Packers went early before, sure, but they didn't go that early. My God. Look at how far offside he is. Unbelievable. Offsides by 5 miles, says ELS. Jimbo says, well, 1 for 1 on the false starts for both teams. Jimbo says, not me. I've been on a Sirianni. Jimbo, you wanted to fire Sirianni every season he's been coach of the Eagles. At some point in the season, you wanted him fired. And Saquon, he's going to duck, dive, dip, duck, and dodge there. 15-yard carry for Saquon and first down for the Eagles. They have it at the 39-yard line. Paul in chat says, I can't stand Nick Sirianni. Colts gave him his shot, and he always trashes our organization. Because, listen, Nick Sirianni, listen, there's never been a better fit for a coach in a city than Nick Sirianni in Philadelphia because he's a piece of shit, and Philadelphia is a piece of shit, and Philadelphia fans eat horse shit when they win. So, hand off to Bigsby. 4 yards on that one in particular. Looks to be about 2nd and 6 upcoming. Lloyd says, nice dodgeball reference. I fucked it up. I fucked up the reference. It's dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. I forgot the dip. I think I double ducked it. I put a double duck in there. Lloyd says, I doubt ELS knows what movies they are. I would. It's right around that time where they're newer enough to where he might know it, but he also is young enough to where he might not, yeah. Jalen Hurts throws to nobody in particular. Incomplete. 3rd and 5 upcoming here for the Eagles. ELS says, I can't give a shit about these movies right now. I'm in a Packers Savage ELS mode. All right. We got Packer Savage here tonight. He's no longer ELS Train Tuber. No, he is ELS Packer Savage. And we got flags. We got flags, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to get this on Dickerson? Full start on the Eagles, and that's going to be the first flag of the game. So now it goes from 3rd and 5 to 3rd and 10, all the way back to the Eagles' 39-yard line. ELS is choosing violence today. He is ready to go. He's been, to be fair, ELS has been looking forward to this game since the vote went down and they didn't ban the tush push and they did all that. Like he's all over it. Which, by the way, you can get your More Tushin' for the Pushin' shirts available over at the Stay Tuned Sports merch store. Link in the top of the chat or the description below. Jalen Hurts getting pressured by Micah. Micah is going in for the kill. Can't get there. Thrown. Cut. And that's going to be good enough for a first down. Shipley gets the reception. And the Eagles, out of desperation, end up getting the first down. Lloyd, it's a lot of it was before you even got here. Lloyd, it's not about now. Lloyd, it's not. You're thinking. Lloyd thinks everything immediately. He thinks about everything in the now. He doesn't think that ELS is talking about things from the past and old episodes and the thing between him and Jimbo. Like he's always very much Lloyd is very much. Check the chat. I didn't say anything. He's very defensive. Is Lloyd? He's very defensive. Your Honor, as you can see, there's nothing I've said in the last 15 minutes that has been truly anti-Packers. I don't know what these people are talking about. 2-yard gain there on first down. 2nd and 8 upcoming. Ball. So, 2nd and 8, Barkley is trying to bounce it out to the right side. He's going to get 3 yards and then pushed all the way back. So, it's still going to be a gain of about 3 yards. So, what are we going to 3rd and 5? Indeed, we are from the Packers' 45-yard line. You can tell ELS is in a different plane of existence right now because the spelling has decided to check out for the evening. That's Savage. That's Savage ELS. You know that's coming. That's Savage Packer. Packer Savage ELS. When he starts typing like Frank the Tank, you know you're in some trouble. You know you're dealing with a different man. You're a different entity here. Throws over the middle. Caught. That is Devontae Smith with the catch, and the Eagles keep the drive alive down to the Green Bay 37-yard line. There's a little holding there on Micah Parsons. Throws. A.J. Brown is going to catch that. That's good for 7 yards? 7 yards. 2nd and 3 from the 30. The Browns' defense isn't shit though, Lloyd. Like you're like the Browns' defense is pretty decent, to be honest with you. And if your offense is having an off game, yeah. That's going to be a handoff. That's not even Barkley. That looks like it's Shipley. It was Shipley, and he drives his way for a first down. And it is indeed 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line of the Packers. Lloyd says he's got the Eagles. Now you do. Of course you do. Now you feel like you've been very, very. You have felt slighted by the savagery of ELS. Lloyd, I'm a Giants fan. I could justify any loss. I could find a justification in any loss. Hurts on 1st and 10. He's got all day to throw this ball. And is just going to chuck it away. Wow. So good coverage there from the Packers. No pressure, but, I mean, that's what happens. If you have good coverage, usually the pressure is going to be a little less. If you get high pressure, somebody's going to have a chance to be open. So the Packers went full coverage on that one. And again, that's good. But now that you got to remember, you can't do that all the time because that's going to open up the running lanes. So let's see how this works out for him. Cotton. 2nd and 10 from the 26. Barkley gets 2 yards. 3rd and 8. Paul says go Pack go, but I predict an Eagles win. I picked the Packers in this game. If anybody, I don't know if anybody watches the Friday Forecast anymore, but I did pick the Packers in this game. Again, they could very easily be the Eagles win too. But again, my whole point with this game is whoever actually plays a 60-minute game is actually going to win. Oh, designed run by Hurts, and again he fumbles. He fumbled the ball, and the Packers have it. It didn't look like he was down. Let's take a look. Hold on. Everybody hold on to your britches. Was he down, or did it come out? Let's take a look. Come on, guys. Let's go with the video. Nope, he's still on the player. Oh, nope, he is not on the ground. He's on a Packer. He's not on the ground. So that is a fumble. Yep. That is a fumble, and that is Packers ball. And that was a pretty good return, too. They didn't mark him down, right? So the official's going to take a timeout. No reason to throw a challenge, or, I mean, even the expedited review will just come back and say, yep, that's good. And again, all turnovers are reviewed, so it doesn't matter. That is indeed a turnover. So a great Eagles drive ended on a Jalen Hurts turnover again. Jimbo says that should have been a penalty. He punched him in the head, which caused Hurts to drop the ball. Jimbo, he did not punch him in the head. He punched him in the ball. It was a good peanut punch. Stop trying to defend the fact that your quarterback likes to turn the ball over like prime New York Giants, Daniel Jones. Or Daniel Jones against the Steelers. Or yesterday in Germany. Daniel Jones has got to learn to stop dropping the ball. Now, again, he did get pressured a lot last game. So, I don't know. Maybe he had some flashbacks. I don't know. But that could be the case. He just, But the last two games, unfortunately, the last two games have cooled my beating of the drum of Daniel Jones being MVP. I mean, Offensive Player of the Year, I think, is still out there possible for him. I still think maybe even Comeback Player of the Year is out there for him, but we'll see. ELS with his Edmund Fitzgerald trivia in the chat says, true or false, during the 1968 to 1979 shipping seasons, the Edmund Fitzgerald made history as the first ever bulk carrier to be captained by a woman. A woman? In the 60s? That seems like it's something you would say true, but I'm going to say false. I mean, it could be true, but I'll say false. Paul says the MVP right now is Taylor. If Taylor continues to play the way he does right now, absolutely. Absolutely. Pac-Man 12 in the chat. Great to see you. Says I couldn't afford cable this month, so I'll watch it here, I guess. Thank you so much for joining us, Pac-Man. I certainly hope to keep you well informed and entertained in some way, shape, or form. Probably not, and that's okay. But hey, while you're here, hit that like button. If you want to share us around to everybody else, that's fine. You can do that as well. And if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. That helps us out tremendously, Pac-Man. And listen, even if you could afford cable or YouTube TV in this case, you know, unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to watch it anyway because the whole ESPN and YouTube TV debacle happening. And by the way, ELS says the answer was false. I kind of knew it, man. It's just the late 60s was not that time for it, man. Pecan got that right, too. Oh, God. And then the Packers immediately fumble the snap. Jesus. Oh, it was more the fumble in the exchange, not the snap. But, oh, man. So now that's going to be 2nd and 13. So the Packers going backwards. Not great. If you're a Packers fan. If you're an Eagles fan, this is fine. Paul says, yeah, I got one on the trivia I know absolutely nothing about. Listen, none of us are going to know. I know the Gordon Lightfoot song, and it makes me cry. That's about all I know about the Edmund Fitzgerald. Oh, Love throws, and that's knocked down at the line. Carter with the bat down. No, that's what they tell you. You can't get the quarterback, get your hands up, and Jalen Carter was able to jump up there, knock it down. So now 3rd and 13 after the fumble by Jalen Hurts. Love is going to roll out to his right. He's looking for somebody to pass it to, and he's going to run it himself. He's going to be about a yard short of the first down, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So when we come back, it's going to be 4th and half a yard, but it's on the Packers 45. Are they going to risk it? Are they going to do a little risk it for the biscuit, a little tush push of their own? Are they going to do a little quarterback sneak again? You can't do the quick one like they did before because it's the end of the quarter. So you got the break there. Highly risky, but they might just do it. So end of the first quarter in this highly anticipated Monday Night Football matchup. The Philadelphia Eagles, nothing. The Green Bay Packers, nothing. Lloyd says that song is wholly inaccurate as well, but it's a good song nonetheless. Well, I mean, as with anything artistic, there are many artistic liberties taken as far as maybe things that were said or, you kind of, you don't know exactly what happened or what happened on the ship again. The best you can do now, even from a forensic standpoint, is guess what happened to the Edmund Fitzgerald. Nobody knows exactly for sure what happened. Jimbo says, yeah, the Packers can't do the quick one like before and cheat. Says the guy whose tush-push people always leave the line like 3 seconds before the ball is snapped. Relax. Question 3. The wreck of the SS Edmund Fitzgerald was found in this nation's waters. Well, you got a 50-50 shot at this one. It's a 50-50 shot. Because it was Lake Superior, was it? It was Lake Superior. Also known as Kichigumi. Damn, I don't know. Forget. It could be, but because it was going between the U.S. and Canada. Obviously, it was sending the ore back and forth. So, yeah, I'll go Canada. Lloyd says, "Hey King, Eagles. They like grabbing tush and balls. Yep, they do. That they do. Pecan says it was in the old United States of America where the wreck was found. Jets versus Patriots on Thursday. Oh, God damn it. God damn it. Jimbo, Earth isn't a country. Paul, Uranus is a planet. Or, well, I mean, big, giant, gassy hole. Canada was the correct answer. Look at that. And just in time, as we're back here, 4th and 1, Packers are going to go for it. They're doing a quick shift here. 4th and 1. Are they going to just try to jump them off here? Nope. They're going to go for it, and it's got it with a quick little... Oh, they're going to throw flags. They're going to say somebody moved early. So they're going to call that on the Packers, but not on the Eagles. That just goes to show you, ladies and gentlemen. That goes to show you. The referees are in the Eagles' pocket. They've been in the Eagles' pocket this whole time. Unbelievable. That's true. It even had its own flag. Old freebie. Jimbo says, about time they called that on the Packers. You son of a bitch. I know what you're doing, you son of a bitch. Well, there goes ELS. Savage, Packer, ELS. Packer Savage. ELS is back in there. 4th and 6. Packers going to punt here. And it's away. Fielded at the 4-yard line. Return to the 10. Return to the 15. Return to the 21-yard line. And that is where the Eagles will get their second drive of the game. Yeah, game's moving fairly quickly here. I like that. ELS wants to know, King, can you make a shirt with "Fuck the Eagles" refs? I sure can. If you buy a bunch of them, I will make any shirt you want me to make. I'm not sure Tourette's guy. I know that Tourette's girl that was on TikTok a couple years ago. I think she got like her own show on what was it? The Learning Channel or fucking Bravo, one of those fucking things. I don't know. But I like Tourette's girl. Plus, she's kind of cute. So there's something cute about a girl just going whoop, wind it up, big wiener, like fun. That seems like it's a fun time. Pac-Man doesn't seem like I'm missing much. Well, I mean, the score is 0-0. We had the Packers have a decent opening drive, but then they had to punt it. And then the Eagles drove all the way down the field, fumbled. And then the Packers just went 3 and out now and had to punt it away. And now the Eagles starting deep in their own end, and that's going to be a 3-yard loss on Barkley. Walker in on the stop. Oh, that's what happened. Maliata was supposed to be the blocker, and he tripped and fell. Oh, he's doing a little slippy. You got to get thicker cleats. You got to get bigger cleats. Pecan says, I'm throwing the challenge flag on my answer. The United States. Pecan is saying that the answer was wrong. He's saying he's right. ELS, you're going to have to do some research. Oh, and then Barkley slips, and it's going to be a loss of a yard. Oh, they just keep on going backwards. 3rd and 14 now from the Eagles' 17-yard line. Gotta get the these guys go with the molded cleats instead, man. You work on those you need to get the studs. You need to get the thicker, longer studs. And you listen, who doesn't need a thick, long stud every now and then? You know what I mean, ladies? So 3rd and 14. Going to be another handoff here. This one's going to be to Shipley. And he's going to get it to the 23.5-yard line. And that is it. 4th and 7. Eagles are going to have to punt the ball away. 13:05 and counting remaining here in the second quarter. My name is King. This is Stay Tuned Sports, and we're watching along with Monday Night Football as the Eagles take on the Packers. Right now, Eagles 0, Packers 0. And the Eagles getting ready to punt the ball away back to Green Bay. Jimbo in the chat says, wow, even the ground crew is cheating for the Packers. Pecan says, hail Redwood. All right, fine, Pecan. This is for me, and this is for me and for you, Pecan. There she is. Always got to show her. And who's that? Dobbs. I see the Gazoo helmet, so I already know that's Dobbs on the return, and that's going to be where it's about the 25 for the Packers. All right, I'm gonna have to jump in here and look at this. I'm getting to the bottom of this. There it is. The wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald is located in Canadian waters, specifically within the territorial waters of Ontario. The ship sank in Lake Superior near Whitefish Bay, a location closer to the Canadian shoreline than the Michigan shoreline, and the Canadian government has taken measures to protect the site. Canadian government has jurisdiction over the area and has extended a protection to the wreck site, declaring it off limits to casual diving without a permit under the Ontario Heritage Act. Jimbo, if you you're done. No, I don't care what you say. Those numbers and that references, nothing like that is allowed in this chat or on this channel ever. How dare you, Jimbo? How dare you? Question 4, by the way. The entire crew perished for the ship, resulting in the deaths of this number of men. I think it was 29. It was 29. And Jimbo, don't you dare put that number. Jimbo says, LOL, it was South Park. So I thought, no, South Park was making fun of the thing, but it's not. Just because it's on South Park doesn't mean it's good. Doesn't mean you get to say it. South Park can say a lot of things that you can't say. Jacobs, boy, he gets about 5 yards, 6 yards on that. They give him 5. Second and 5. Foul from the 27-yard line coming up here for the Packers. Oh, let me get the whoop. Ball goes over there. Surprised I didn't jump over there. Oh, Love hurt his left hand. Good thing that's not his baiting or throwing hand. It's going to be pitch out to Jacobs, and Jacobs is going to turn up the field, and he gets it all the way down to the 38-yard line. First down, Packers. Oh, I have challenges? I got challenges? I didn't know I had challenges for the questions. I never knew that was a thing. Hey, I like it. Lloyd is posting? Lloyd is posting secret messages in Discord to Jimbo. Oh no, how dare play clock down. Oh boy, they just beat the play clock there. Going to be a gain of about 2 there for Jacobs. 2nd and 8. Oh, they say 2nd and 7 now from the 41. Can never tell where the refs are going to spot the goddamn ball. You never know. Tucker Kraft, obviously, huge loss for the Packers. Oh, Pecan used it, so now we have challenge. All right, hey, listen, I like it. I like that the first use theory. Yeah, somebody used it, now everybody gets it. I like it. Second and 7. It's going to be another handoff here to Jacobs, and this one he's going to get swallowed up for a yard loss. It's going to be 3rd and 8 now from the 40. So 3rd and long. Again, this drive is in danger of stalling. Packers have not been able to get anything moving here. To be fair, neither have the Eagles. The Eagles had a decent drive there start off with and ended up with a turnover, thanks to Jalen Hurts. And the Packers, again, they had a fairly decent first drive going, then got into a little bit of trouble, got into a sack, and they had to punt the ball away. And then since then, neither team has really gotten anything moving here. Jordan Love looks, throws over the middle. It's going to be caught, but then immediately brought down to the ground is Musgrave, the tight end. It's going to be 4th and about 2 from the 46. I don't think this is not a quarterback sneak situation where you can get that done. And then it looks like, oh, they are going to go for it. 4th and 2. So the Packers are just saying, our punter is earning a check for nothing today. They got to get to the 48-yard line. Oh, looks like they're just trying to make him jump. They're just trying to make him jump. Play clock at 4, play clock at 3, 2, 1, 0, and as we hear the announcers start talking about Patrick Mahomes for some goddamn reason. But they're going to get the penalty for the delay of game, which is kind of what they wanted. I think they just wanted a little extra space there. So it's technically a flag, and it technically gets called up there because we count all flags. There, ELS in the chat saying throw the ball, Love, but they did it, but they only were able to get a couple of yards there, not enough for the first down, which, by the way, if you're going to have a play where you have to get a first down, stop throwing behind the goddamn sticks. This goes for everybody, every offense out there. It's like, well they're not going to expect it, so you can I don't give a shit. Of course they're not expecting it because it's a dumb thing to do. And the kick's going to go into the end zone for a touchback, so it's really only a gain of, 20, 30, 40, 30... some odd yards, 34 yards, 35 yards. And so the Eagles take over at their own 20 when ESPN decides to come back and watch some football with us. I love Corey. I know the count, the live stream countdown here talks about me, watching football with a drunken degenerate. I can't tell you the last time I actually had like alcohol watching a game. Like, all I do is drink coffee. Question 5 here on Edmund Fitzgerald Trivia Night. Here on Monday Night Football, the 50th anniversary of the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald. ELS has decided to grace us with some old Edmund Fitzgerald trivia here. Question 5. This peninsula in Michigan's Upper Peninsula is the closest point to the U.S. on land to the wreck. Lloyd says Keweenaw. I would trust him because I wouldn't know, but I'll go with Lloyd. And I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Everything up there, it's probably pronounced actually like Shanalawa. It's like, well, it's spelled Keweenaw, yeah, but that's not how it's spelled. Like how Mackinac, it's Mackinac, but it's spelled Mackinac. Like I don't get you. I don't get you guys. Jimbo says up. I've seen that movie. Jesus Christ. The first 10 minutes of that movie, that'll break your heart. So I've heard. I've never seen. By the way, I've never seen Up. I've never watched Up. I've never watched. What's that one with the dumb fucking robot? Wall-E. Never watched Wall-E. Never watched. What other Disney ones haven't I watched? I really haven't watched a Disney movie in a long time. And the answer is Whitefish Point. Oh, I think I just mentioned that in the facts I was setting out there. Whitefish Point. There you go. Well, it says Sheboygan versus Sheboygan in Ohio. Sheboygan, Michigan versus Sheboygan, Ohio? Or just, are they both in Ohio? I don't know. Pecan says, yeah, what Lloyd said. I don't know either, yeah. Lloyd says, Wall-E gets you. Yeah, gets you with the communist propaganda. I don't fall for that stuff, you pinko commie. But no. See, Wall-E represents the proletariat in this situation. While Eve herself, she represents capitalism and all its lures and seductions. But throws. Does love here on first down. He was running for his life, but he gets it to Goddard. Goddard's going to get a good 8-yard gain out of that. It's going to be... They say only 7? I thought he would have got 8. So it's second and 3 coming up here. Sorry about that. No, okay. So Sheboygan with an S is in Wisconsin. Sheboygan with a C is in Ohio. Okay. I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Second and 2. Oh, so they did give him 8. Jesus Christ, guys. Make up your mind. Hurts back, looking to throw, has time, throws over the middle, looking for Goddard again, but this time knocked away. Nixon with the negation and says, you do not get that. I said negation, N-E-G. Like, don't try and cancel me for an actual word. Not saying, it wasn't, stop it. I know you people. Pixar pre-2017 was pretty good. You know, like I said, what's that one with all the God damn it. I can't remember names now. Early onset Alzheimer's. Ooh, on third down. Almost. That was almost a pick. Dotson was the intended receiver. As we look at the Packers defensive coordinator there. Hope maybe the future Giants head coach. Maybe. Pecan in the chat says, I hate Illinois Nazis. We're getting the band back together. So another punt here from the Eagles. And he shanked it. It goes to the 42 of the Packers. So from the 28-yard line only to the 42 of the Packers. So about a 30-yard punt. That's it. Off the side of the foot. So, remember what I said? Whoever plays a full 60-minute game is going to win this game? So far, neither of these teams have played any minutes yet. This has been a game. It has been a game that is happening currently. Oh, come on, ELS. We've already mentioned his name like 10 million times here. What kind of question is that? Question 6 was the singer of the 1976 song "The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald." What are you talking about? All we've done. The reason we're doing this is because we mentioned Gordon Lightfoot. And we're talking about the song and how much it just rips at your heartstrings. Come on. Gotta do better, ELS. I know. You're in Packer Savage mode. I get it. So you're just copying and pasting. You're not really looking because there's more important things. But, of course, Jimbo in there with the Beethoven. Which, listen, Beethoven, people got to realize how good classical music is, man. Classical music really, love classical music, man. Classical music is metal before metal. Classical music, if you just put electric guitars in with classical compositions, like that's going to give you your whole range of metal. Every genre, every subset, from thrash and power metal and hair metal to black metal and death metal and whatever. Like it classical music is badass, man. Talk about like Wagner, obviously, and the composition of the planets. Like, listen to the composition Mars when it comes to the planets. Oh my God, like that's where that comes from. It's so classical music is amazing. Sorry, I know I just saw Jimbo make a smart ass response, and it got me off onto the whole man. Classical music is fucking awesome thing, but I do that. I have a little bit of the weird. I got the weird brain thing. Jordan Love throws incomplete. Mitchell back on the field. Good to see that. Never want to see anybody injured, and he gets the defensive stop there. 2nd and 10 upcoming here for the Packers from their own 41-yard line. Jesus Christ, Lloyd. What are you talking? Lloyd, like, what the fuck, dude? Lloyd, that's I'm sorry, Lloyd, and I'm telling you this now so that you don't get upset or mad. But you're going into a timeout, my friend, for a minute. You're going a 1-minute timeout for that. That's kind of a horrendous statement. You can't. I'm fine with everything. I'm fine with things like going like that, but not things fine. Like, I'm fine with people being free to say whatever you want and do stuff like that. But you got to have a little bit more tact like that. Incomplete pass on 3rd and 8, 4th and 8. Packers are going to have to punt here. Again, this is not a situation. Don't try to twist it like trying to be hamster or something like this. This is not like that. You've earned that. You've earned that one. Lloyd, Lloyd, come here. Look at me, Lloyd. Come here. Get close with me. Get a little intimate with each other here. How you doing, Lloyd? It's nice to see you here. Again, I want to thank you for being here. I want you to do all that, and that's great. That's fantastic. Sometimes, and even I have to learn this too. Sometimes, I'm 44 years old. I still have to learn these things. Sometimes inside thoughts, you got to keep the inside thoughts in. Because sometimes you think the outside thoughts are going to be funny. And then you realize the inside thoughts, funny inside. Inside thoughts on the outside. Doesn't work out the way you thought. So, reflect. Come on back. We're not mad. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed, but I'm not mad. ELS in the chat says, "Hey Jimbo, let's be honest. Both our offenses have done nothing." Like I said, this has been. Again, I made the prediction before this game that the team that was going to be able to play a full 60-minute game was going to be the game that the team that came out victorious. Is this a defensive battle? Is this the offenses can't get out of their own way kind of battle? Is it a little mix of both? Again, it seems like there's not a lot of. This game doesn't have a lot of flow. This game is not flowing very well. Jimbo in the chat says, I don't know. Are our defenses just playing that good? I think that was the question I just asked too. So I'm kind of with you on that one, Jimbo. Like, is this the offenses are bad? Is this the defenses are good? Is it a little bit of both? I don't know. But right now we've got 6:37 remaining here in the second quarter. No scores. We've had another punt. Eagles are going to start at their own 25-yard line. And we'll see where we go from here. Pac-Man says, maybe I should be glad I can't watch. Sounds like our offense is struggling again. A little bit here, Pac-Man, a little bit. But to be fair, so are the Eagles. So that's what I mean. I think if you're a Packers fan, you have to take solace in the fact of, hey, our defense is playing well, and we're stopping Saquon, we're stopping the Eagles. If you're an Eagles fan, you're like, boy, why can't our offense get going again? It seems like the offense is off to a slow start. Then switch it back to the Eagles, and it's like, yeah, defense is playing well. Good to see that. And then if you're a Packers fan, you're like, why is our offense struggling again? Like, I'm not sure, like, how to look at it. I don't think either team right now can say too much good about their offense and saying, like, oh, we're there, we're so close, and, like, just missing it here or there. And with each team's defense, I think both fan bases should be like, all right, defenses doing a job, doing the work. So I don't know. I don't know how to take it, Pac-Man. Like it's an. I'll tell you what, it's not as boring as last night's game. And even though there were points scored in last night's game, this game still is somewhat a little bit more interesting. Saquon on 1st and 10, he's going to get 7 yards. 2nd and 3 upcoming. Saquon currently has 32 yards on 8 touches there, Pac-Man. On the other side, Jacobs has 33 yards on 9 touches. So they're neck and neck on the running back stats here. Hand off to Saquon, and he's going to get a little bit more than that. He gets, what, 30, oh, we got a flag, though. It was going to be a first down. Lane Johnson is on the ground for the Packers, slow to get up. That's not good to see. Especially if you're an Eagles fan, and he's pointing to his left leg towards his left knee. Oh! Illegal shift on the Eagles, holding on the Packers. Penalties offset. So there were 2 flags on that play. Both picked up because they were offsetting. But, we count every flag here because you made us stop the game and you had to make an announcement and you had to do all that stuff. Now, again, the game was stopped anyway and Johnson is limping very badly. Lane Johnson is hurt, Pac-Man. Lane Johnson, the offensive lineman for the Philadelphia Eagles. All-Pro. Lloyd, you're fine, Lloyd. Like I said, thank you for the apology. You're really apologizing to the chat more than me. Like I get it. Like I said before, you didn't have to apologize to me for the Darth Vader jokes. You didn't have to apologize to me for anything like that. But it's good to see that you have that. And thank you very much, Lloyd, for coming back and being cool with that. And Lloyd says, okay, I apologize for that. It was funnier in my head. Listen, I can't tell you how many times it's happened to me where it's like, boy, that seemed a lot funnier in my head than when I said it out loud. Hand off to Saquon on 2nd and 3, since we're just doing 2nd down again. He gets a yard. 3rd and 2 upcoming. No, and listen, Lloyd, I get you, brother. I get you. I'm a dark humor guy, and in certain settings with certain people, dark humor is what it is, and that's fine. In a YouTube chat, and in public, where everybody can see, probably not. Probably not the best place to do it. Probably not the best place to do that. So 3rd and 2, Hurts looking, throws way too high for Goddard, and they're going to throw a flag. That was uncatchable. That was way too high to be caught. How is that pass interference when he'd have to be 80 feet tall to catch that? Wow. That's a bad call. That's a bad call again in favor of the Eagles. So they call pass interference on a clearly uncatchable ball on, that's... So 1st and 10 now from the 40-yard line, as it was a spot foul, so automatic first down. Jimbo says he would have caught that if he didn't hook him. If Goddard was maybe 9'7", he would have. If he could have taken his, some time off from the sideshow. Eagles get a false start penalty. And that's going to move them back 5 yards. So 1st and 15 now from the 35-yard line. And Lane Johnson is being helped back to the locker room. So not great news there for the Philadelphia Eagles. Crafty in the chat. How you doing, Crafty? Great to see you. The king of dad jokes has joined us. Oh, Barkley almost slips again, but then he busts it out to the right side. He's got a first down and more, but we have another. Jesus Christ. Is this what we're going to do now? Is this what we're going to do now? We're going to have 10 million flags in this game? Holding on the Eagles, but still, God damn it, it was going so well. And now we've got flag central happening here. Crafty in the chat says, and here I thought last night's game couldn't be topped for suctitude. I'll tell you what, it's this game, while the score is not great, it's still been less boring than that Steelers-Chargers game. And I'm at least a little awake for this, but man, the flags are way too much. Now we got 1st and 25 for the Eagles. ELS says, hey, the Venmo that I sent to the refs worked. If you're the one causing all these flags, ELS, I swear to Christ. 5-yard gain on 1st down. 1st and 25. It's now 2nd and 20 for the Eagles from the 30-yard line. Pac-Man in the chat says, I have a friend who likes to gamble a little bit, and he posted on Facebook that he bet $10 that there would be no touchdowns. Right now, the bet's looking good. I wonder if he did a couple. I wonder if he did first half, second half, full game. You could, kind of got that around. Throws to, who did he get there? Oh, Devontae Smith was the receiver there. So it's now going to be 3rd and 11 as they still haven't got back to the initial line of scrimmage. Big gain. 9-yard gain here. Third and long coming up here for the Eagles. Jimbo says, first you complain, throw the flag. Then you complain when they do throw them. You make me I want flags for the right reasons. I don't want flags just every other play. We had 4 straight plays with a fucking flag on it, Jimbo. That's why I was upset. Jalen Hurts running for his life, and then just slides down after a gain of 4 yards. And it's going to be 4th and 8. Or 4th and 7, sorry. 4th and 7. Because I'm bad at math. Crafty says, hey, I didn't know the Eagles had Stretch Armstrong for a receiver. Yeah, I know. Jalen Hurts throwing that ball that high. And so, guess what? We have another punt on our way. punt is away. And that's going to land and then take a little bit of an Eagles bounce, and we are downing it at the 8-yard line. But guess what? There's a flag. Chrissy says tonight's the flag ball. The Giants-Cowboys game I still think is the most flags we've had this season so far, was the Giants-Cowboys game. We were at, I think we 32 or 33 total flags in that game. Holding on the Eagles? I'd say make them kick it again. Paul Wilson's a flag, you say? Yep, they're going to make him kick again, holding on Ringo there for the Eagles. So it's going to be 4th and 17 now from the Philadelphia 33. I don't know. I don't know about that one either. Jimbo says you need the Oprah meme and says, you get a flag, you get a flag, you get a flag, everybody gets a flag. That's where we are, man. That's where we are. So the punt is away again. And this ball's going to hit at the 22 and then picked up and returned by Dobbs, which is usually what you don't want to have happen, but he returns it up to the 33. So much better field position for the Packers on the re-kick. And that's why you do that. That's why you do those things. Bum, 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 bum. We got, what is that, the 2-minute warning now. 1:54 remaining here in the second quarter, the first half. Will there be points? That is the big question right now. And we're going to find out when they come back from break. And when I come back from getting myself a nice steaming mug of coffee. No, you thought I was going to say mug of shit, didn't you? Didn't you, you dirty bastards? No, mug of coffee. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. You're right there. Crazy says King disappeared like this game's watchability. That's the only thing I feel bad about is because this game was on a lot of people's like, oh man, it's going to be a good one. Oh, we got to watch this game. People have been looking forward to this game for a bit. And that this is what we're getting is a little maybe disappointing for everybody. Question 7, true or false, the SS Edmund Fitzgerald was the first ship to ever be built with the maximum size that could fit through the St. Lawrence Seaway. Crafty says, I used to love Grossi's skits with the ref character who could only say the word flag. Yeah, no, I mean, that's it. Look, here's the thing. I don't mind Grossi. I know people out there don't like Grossi for certain reasons or others, but like listen, the skits are funny. The scripted is by far the best thing he does. Scripted is hilarious, and I love it, and I do watch it. some of the other stuff, like his reaction videos are sometimes, whatever, and those can be hit or miss. And the live streams are what they are. I mean, the live streams are what we. I mean, it's what we're just watching football with you guys. That's what we do. So all of that is what it is. But boy, he knocks it out of the park with scripted. He does. He hit something really good with that, and I'm glad to see that too. And as far as the characters go, yeah, by far because I say it on here too. That's how much it's permeated stuff. Is that I'll see the flags and I myself will start going flag because that's what he says and does. You know what I mean? So it works. It works for him. First down for the Eagles. For the Packers. They get it up to the 45-yard line. Jordan Love throws over the middle. It's going to be caught by Jacobs. He gets it to the 50. And that's going to be 2nd and 5 from directly at the 50. Green screen and nah, I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not the let me do something super fake and weird. Like I'm not doing that. I got the lights here. I'm not doing the neon. Maybe one day if I get cool signs. Oh no, Jordan Love getting pressured, but he escapes and he's going to pull it down and run it himself, and he gets the first down and more and out of bounds at the Eagles 41-yard line. Pac-Man says I'm a Packers fan and I don't like him. That's why I was looking for somewhere to listen to the game. Okay, that's fine. Like I said, that's fine. He's not everybody's cup of tea, just like I know I am certainly not everybody's cup of tea. I'm not everybody's shot of whiskey. I get that. I'm fairly sure I'm a big cup of Jägermeister and Mountain Dew mixed together. But and that's fine. That's fine. Like I said, if I had a choice of the guys I like watch and listen to, Brandon Perna would probably be up there. I like Perna probably the most, especially his videos. I watch him probably the most. Looks, throws Jacobs out of the backfield, gets it, and they're going to, he's about a yard short, and they're running the clock here. They are going to run the clock, 42 seconds left, and the Packers look like they're going to take their first timeout. So we finally got some movement and some excitement here. Packers take their first timeout as they are now on the Eagles' 33-yard line facing a 2nd and 2 with 42 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Pac-Man says, hasn't been the year we expected. 2 bad losses, really 3 if you count Dallas. I get that. Too. But still, you got to figure you're 5-2-1. You're even not playing as well as you would expect that you were hoping that you were, especially after that Week 1 game against the Lions. The fact that you're still 5-2-1, I think it's still. You have to take that same way as like with the Ravens, same way as if you're the Eagles. Like again, the Eagles haven't played great ball at all, and they lost to not only did they lose to the Giants, they got murdered by the Giants. Now, granted, they murdered the Giants 2 weeks later and broke Cam Scatterbo's ankle because they're dirty bastards. By the way, that was a hip drop tackle that broke that, so they really are dirty bastards. Just because you maybe aren't playing as well as you expected or maybe that you hope doesn't mean that it's a bad season and that you can't turn around. Like, I would look at it from this point of view, Pac-Man, is like, boy, we have not played great football this year. But we still have a winning record. We are multiple games above 500. If we can just iron out some of these issues and problems, boy, we're really going to be able to get on a roll. So I think that's as disappointing as you think it might be. I think you also have to look at it from that standpoint of we have a shot here to really do something special if we can put everything together. Like if we're just winning games by hook and by crook and by the skin of our teeth and these kind of situations, boy, I think we can really get it together if we get it together. And I think that's what you have to look at from that standpoint. ELS in the chat says, by the way, two-way player Bo Melton is back. I feel like Bo Melton is our Travis Hunter. Maybe, well, Travis Hunter's also injured, too. He's on the IR. So hopefully, he's back. Now you got Bo Melton back from the IR. Oh, they took the cart there for Lane Johnson. That's really not good. They're going to put him, they list Lane Johnson as questionable with an ankle injury. So here we go. 2nd and 1. I don't know why they said 2nd and 2, but that's going to be caught by the great Gazoo, also known as Romeo Dobbs with his giant-ass helmet. And it's going to be 1st and 10, out of bounds, stops the clock, 38 seconds left at the Eagles' 27-yard line. Bubba's in shotgun. 1st and 10. Play clock down to 3. Eagles showing pressure here before the snap. They do blitz. Love tries to escape the pressure, but he can't escape it for long. Where do they mark him down? From what I've learned, apparently, I always thought it had to be a loss for it to be a sack. Apparently, if it's no gain or a loss, they call it a sack. And they call this one no gain. So,
But too bad your ass got sacked.
so now 2nd and 10. It is listed officially as a sack. The Packers have an injury. Elton Jenkins is the injured Packer on the ground. They're helping him off right now. And, by the way, that's also going to be I think the Packers are going to take a timeout anyway, but that's an injury timeout as well. So, Packers down to 1 timeout left here with 31 seconds remaining. 2nd and 10 from the Philadelphia 27. Hey, make sure you get the advertisement for the Skycam in there, Joe Buck. Yeah, no, we need to know that the Skycam was presented by Verizon. Is it going to get in the way of any field goals today, or is it going to, what are we doing? This camera covers the whole field, just like Verizon covers America with your signal coverage, unless you're not. So, Love getting blitzed again, and he fumbles the ball, and it's recovered by the Eagles. Oh, no. Disaster class. I don't think that's a pass. Nope. That's a fumble. That's a fumble all day long. My God. They were in field goal range. At least somebody was be able to get some points here. And instead, now with 23 seconds left, the Eagles are going to have it at their own 35. That is a sack fumble for the Eagles. And the Packers turn it over.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
So not only did he get the sack, but it's a fumble. And the Eagles have the ball, 23 seconds left with 3 timeouts left. Can they get in field goal range, or will they somehow screw it up? I don't know. We're going to see here. Crafty says, has there ever been a 0-0 tie before? Absolutely. I know there has been. I couldn't mention to you right now. Go to Scoregami, maybe. They might be able to tell you. Jimbo in the chat says, yes, let's go. Jimbo, our resident Eagle fan. Former co-host. Well, I mean, he still is co-host. He's just taking a break. ELS says, what the fuck? Love, take the fucking sack. Don't try to throw it. Well, I mean, was that even a try to throw? He did a little whoopsie daisy. He was like, whoop. By the way, I think that's the most cursing I've ever seen ELS do. ELS is very mad. He's a very mad boy. ELS is super, super mad. Lloyd in the chat says this game is definitely something. This has been a game. It has been a game. So from the 35-yard line now, Jalen Hurts in shotgun. Eagles looking to see if they can get some points on the board here before the half. He's running for his life. He's just going to pull it down and run it to his left. Gets a gain of about 3 or 4 yards before going out of bounds. 16 seconds remaining. They give him 4 yards. 2nd and 6 from the 39-yard line. Jimbo asking, is Love on the same road as Cardinals Murray? Oh, that's a hell of a statement. That's a hell of a statement, Jimbo. Crafty says that fumble fried ELS is AI programming. That'd be funny if ELS, the guy who's in here like banning all the bots who jump in here, if he was a bot himself. We've all been fooled. ELS is just an AI creation. Incomplete pass on 2nd and 6 for the Eagles. 3rd and 6. Upcoming 15 seconds remaining. So, I'm sorry, there's 11 seconds, not 15. I don't know why I said 15. I'm dumb. 3rd and 6. That's a handoff to Shipley for 2 yards, and that's just, do the Eagles just feel like that's it? Or the Packers take their last time out? I thought they were just going to go in, but the Packers take their final timeout. So it's going to be 4th and 4 for the Eagles coming up here. Packers take their timeout. Packers have no timeouts left. Crafty says, yeah, ELS is AI. He just doesn't like the competition. Papa Jack. You still got 20 minutes. Well, when did they do the fluoride? All right, yeah, but like, was it 6? Was it more closer to 6 or 6:30? You're just saying that because you want to eat nuggets. I know you. So the Eagles just throw the ball away there on 4th and 4 or whatever. They eat up the clock, and that's it. That's halftime, ladies and gentlemen. And the Eagles received the second half kickoff. That's probably why they were more comfortable doing that. But that was something, ladies and gentlemen. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers going to halftime 0-0. Nothing. 0-0, as they would say, across the pond. This has the markings of a English football match and not quite an American football game. Lloyd in the chat says Brett Favre talked about it Christmas 2004. If I remember correctly, it was Green Bay. Oh wait, what's this? I missed some of the conversation. Let me jump back. Let's see. Pac-Man in the chat says all I know is Vegas is cleaning up for all the people who bet certain players to score. ELS says, Crafty, if you said that, I'm AI. I will put a sword up your. Dude, you want a sword up the ass, ELS? You're very big on the sword in the ass. I don't know why. That seems to be your thing. Oh, take it like. Oh. I had to read up. I honestly lost my place, Lloyd. I know what you're talking about now. You're talking about how Favre gave Strahan that sack for the all-time record. I know. I don't care. It's still a giant is still in the record book, and when all of us are dead and some weird loser goes into a record book, 100 years from now to be like, who had the most sacks? Da da da. All I know is that's going to be a New York Giant there, and that's all we care about. ELS. Relax, guy. We know. Come on. Why you gotta be such a clanker about it? Pac-Man, who got the ball? The Packers. Packers got the ball first, so the Eagles are going to get it in the second half there, Pac-Man. So, but the way this game is going, this game might end 3-0. This game might end 2-0. We might just maybe somebody gets a safety, and that's how this game ends. That could be the way we're going here. Pac-Man says, "Wait, I've been talking to AI. Do you guys prank new people?" I have a feeling you're not exactly new, Pac-Man. I know you're in here. It's great to see you. Thank you so much, if you are. But I also I happen to think you might not be. I happen to think you might not be. Just a hunch, just a suspicion. I'm a very suspicious person, Pac-Man. If you might notice that about me the more you watch. Very suspicious person. Ask anybody in here. I'm a little bit suspicious. I don't know why I got Skyrim's theme in my head, but I do. But of all the things that have stuck in your head, it's pretty good. Crazy says King takes his name from Elvis because they both have suspicious minds. Great song, by the way. That's a good pull. That's a good pull, Crafty. And I do. Listen, when you live long enough, you start realizing that most things everybody says is bullshit, and you question everything. And then even when you kind of get the answer, you're like, that seems like it'd still be bullshit, but I'll go along with it. Like I don't trust anybody saying anything to me, anything like that. That's one thing I don't have with anybody is, hey, just trust me on this. I'd rather not. I really don't think that's. I'm not feeling that. Yes, Pac-Man. I know what you mean. I know I've seen that one on. Who is that? Steve Lookner's on Agenda Free TV on here on YouTube. His chat has a Nightbot in it. You see Nightbot around on some of these channels here that do that. Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about. I have seen those before. And maybe no, ELS is not a bot. ELS is not a bot. We're just giving him some shit because we do that. We have some fun here. We have fun, but we try not to go. You have fun, but you don't go overboard. You have fun, but you don't say things that are bad. And then if you do say something that happens to be a little bit bad, and then somebody reacts to you saying something bad by saying something bad back, you can't get pissed off about it. That's just kind of what we do here. That's how things are. And then if certain things go a little too far, then we just get rid of everybody. We've done that before, and we'll do it again. That's just, wow, why did that came off very Trump-like. Yeah, we've done it before. We'll do it again. We want everybody to come here, have a good time. You come here, you walk in, you're like, wow, what a great time. What a great time I'm having in this chat. It's a wonderful chat. This is amazing. But you go too far, we're going to get you out. And I'll tell you what, we've done it before. We're going to do it again. That might be the surprise of the year so far. The Dolphins beating the Bills, not just beating the Bills, but crushing the Bills, 30-13. That, to me, in what has been a really funked up year here in the NFL, that might be the thing that is, to me, the most surprising, is the Dolphins crushing the Bills. Like, what? How do you judge the Bills now? Where do you put them? Let's see here. Do. Dude, is there anything better than the old school ESPN NFL primetime highlight music? Like, I know they use it here, like they're using it now for like the fastest 3 minutes and stuff. But when I was a kid, like in late '80s, early '90s, that time, when ESPN was good, dude, the music they used for the highlights on NFL primetime after the late games were done and before Sunday Night Football came on was just the best, and it's still to this day. Nothing really can hold a candle to it. Okay, all right, I got it. Yeah, I got it. I see it. I see it. I see it. I see it. Give me a second here. Let me go ahead and pull this up. JETS, Jets, which, by the way, I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I do have that available, too. We have a JETS Just in the Season shirt. Of course, as soon as I make that shirt, the Jets win a game. But also, what we have over in our shop is our Fuck the Ref shirt. We have those available right now over at the Stay Tuned Sports merch store. Find the link in the top of the chat or in the description below. Top of the chat or description below. Or you can go to bit.ly/staytunedmerch. That's bit.ly/staytunedmerch. And get your latest Fuck the Ref shirt here on the Stay Tuned Sports merch store. Comes pre-pixelated, so you don't have to worry about offending the old granny down the street or anybody in your church group or the PTA or the HOA, whatever you got there. Fuck the refs, and everybody can agree on that. Available right now over at Stay Tuned Sports merch store. No, I'm still here. Give me a second. I got to work on something. I have a little technical problem. Working on a little technical snafu. Yes, my basement light bulb went out. It's in my mom's basement. By the way, this is the Jets shirt I was talking about. I just made that, and now the Jets decide to go ahead and win a game. After they trade everybody, after they do all that, then they decide to go ahead and win a game. You can still get it for your friends, though. Hey, Christmas is right around the corner. Comes in hoodie and in T-shirt form. Same as the Fuck the Ref shirt. But you can go ahead and do that. That is all available over at the Stay Tuned Sports merch store, bit.ly/Stay Tuned merch. ELS in the chat says, question 8, true or false? Over her 17-year career, the Edmund Fitzgerald set 6 seasonal Hall records. True. I think that part actually is true. Hey, Cena won the IC title. He didn't have the IC title before. Wait a minute. Have we seriously had like 25 years with John Cena and he never won the Intercontinental title? For real? Wow. I feel bad because I haven't watched wrestling a lot. I used to, like in the last couple months, I've really fallen off. And now, obviously, with doing this on Mondays, during the fall, I can't watch it because they do Monday Night Raw, and, well, I'm broadcasting games. So, look at that. All right. Go Cena or whatever. Wake me up when Alexa Bliss decides to come back out again. Or Stephanie Vaquer. Stephanie Vaquer. Got it, Penny. Eagles. Going to return the ball all the way up to the 29-yard line. Shipley with the carry and the return. So we go 1st and 10. Barkley. He's going to get a good chunk of yardage there, about 7 yards. 2nd and 3 upcoming. All the way from the Philadelphia 36-yard line. Crafty says, why the F are commentators always shivering in the boots? Do they never have heating in there? They have heating, but they're also open. So it's big, giant windows. They're open, and they're not closed. So you're getting all of the elements there. So I don't know why people always think that they're watching the game from an enclosed area. They're not. Those booths are open. Hurts. Play action. Throws to Goddard. Goddard's going to get the first down up to the 41-yard line. 1st and 10, Packers. Eagles. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Not the Packers. It's the Eagles with the first down. I don't know. Again, mentally, I got problems. Alzheimer's, So 1st and 10 from the 41. Hurts takes the snap. Play action. Steps up, throws down the field. Open is Goddard, and they have it down at the Packers' 37-yard line. 1st and 10, Eagles. It's one of the few big plays we've seen. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights in the chat. Great to see you, Daniel. Thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. We're watching along here with the Eagles taking on the Packers. We've just started the second half, and I forgot to change the quarter sign. Whoops. Hurts, another big ball down the field. Again, way high. Did everybody take quarterback lessons from Bo Nix. Is everybody just in on the overthrow trend and I didn't know this? And Crafty said the same thing in the chat. He says, nice overthrow. That's what I'm saying. Is everybody just wanting a overthrow all of a sudden? The newest craze in the NFL, the overthrow. Why the kids are doing it and why you should be concerned. Coming up at 5. Hurts. That's going to be a handoff to Barkley on 2nd and 10, and he's going to get 7. Wow, they only give him 6? Wow, 3rd and 4. That's crazy. I thought he got a little bit more than that. Crafty says the overthrow right now is the football equivalent of a TikTok challenge. Yeah. Let's all eat cinnamon and see what happens. I wonder what a Tide Pod tastes like. Play clock at 2. They get the snap off here. Hurts, play action, throws, Goddard, caught. 1st down, Eagles. They're down to the Packers' 23-yard line. And it's a 1st and 10. So the Eagles starting off with a decent drive here. Will they fuck it up? Will they mess it up? Will they not be able to finish this drive? We're going to find out here in a moment. As they are on the 23 now. Six plays, 48 yards on this opening drive of the second half. Hurts, back, runs for his life. He's rolling out to his left. He's just going to pull it down and run. Gets about 5 yards, maybe 6. They give him 6, 2nd and 4 from the Packers' 17 upcoming. Lloyd in the chat says, hey, if the Packers are holding on to this, not saying they win, but I think it's safe to say that the Lions can win against the Eagles. At this point, I think, listen, if the Giants can beat the Eagles, anybody can beat the Eagles. Crafty says on today's episode of Will They or Won't They? I'm going to score? We're never going to score. Oh, and that's going to be a 2-yard loss. On the running play there, it's going to knock them back to about 3rd and 7. So a 3-yard loss. I thought it was only 2. They're going to say 3-yard loss. Goes from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 7. Oh, Bigsby. Bigsby is not that big. He is not that Bigsby. You can't Bigsby doing that when you're not that Bigsby. And we got whistles. We got whistles. We got whistles. Lloyd says, hey, butthead. Yeah. Delay a game on the Eagles. Moving back 5 more yards. 3rd and 12 now from the 25. Again, they're going backwards. And that puts us into double digits for the flags, by the way. So they had their pick. Full start or delay a game. Let's see. Let us see. Did that Eagle just suffer the worst migraine ever? Maybe. Hand off to Shipley. He's going to get it down to the 21. 4th down and 8 coming up for the Eagles. And we might have points on the board here. We might have points. Elliott coming out here to go ahead and see if he can convert this into some kind of score points, if you will. The old score point. in football from the right hash mark. 39-yard attempt. He's got a 90% from 30 to 39 yards. Snap, hold, kick is up, and that sucker is right down the middle. And so we have ourselves a score in this game. The Eagles lead, finally, here with 8:58 remaining in the third quarter. 3-0. We have our first score. We popped the cherry. Hey! Woo! Crafty in the chat says 3-0. Game over. This is close to an insurmountable lead as I've seen here, ladies and gentlemen. Jimbo in the chat saying, hey, we finally got an exciting game. Maybe. Again, the Eagles looking good. Oh, stall, penalty, stall, kick. At least they didn't turn it over. Again, if you're an Eagles fan, you have to look at it from that standpoint. At least we didn't turn it over. Question 9 here from ELS. He says, true or false, the SS Edmund Fitzgerald was an ocean freighter? Yes. Yeah. I think it's true. I think most of the freighters on the lakes are ocean freighters because those aren't regular lakes. Those lakes are basically inland seas. So I think they were ocean. They were built as ocean-going vessels. They just went on the Great Lakes. That's all. Because the Great Lakes are basically fucking oceans anyway. Lloyd says false. Crafty says false. Listen, I could be wrong too. Let's be perfectly honest here. I could be 1,000% super duper wrong. I probably am, but the answer is false. Yeah, I told you I was wrong. Told you. Never doubt me, except when I'm wrong. Then always doubt me. Oklahoma versus Alabama. What was that, Georgia, Texas? That'll be a good game. That'll be a good game. They put Texas all the way up at, what, 11? 10 or 11 again? It's like they forgave them very quickly. No, I'm not going to challenge. I'll believe you. I'm no challenger. I'll believe everybody for that. I'm not challenging nothing. It was just an exceptionally large lake freighter. First and 10, Love, back, play action, looking to throw, can't find anybody. Now he does. That's going to be Watson, but it's going to be a flag on the play. What's this going to be, illegal man downfield, some bullshit like that? No, they're going to say it's a hold against the Eagles. They'll decline that penalty. But we got 11 flags now, but that's going to be a first down for the Packers. Go, Pack, go. We're a Packers fan. I'm a Giants fan, so I don't give a shit. But go, Pack, go, eh? Packers, woo, Packers, Super Bowl, Packers, woo, Packers. Penn State's at 23. I didn't even look at the no. So first and 10, handoff to Jacobs, and he gets a good chunk of yardage as he plows into Eagles territory. 2nd and 6. upcoming for the Packers. By the way, yes, that's why I didn't use my challenge. No, the Edmund Fitzgerald was not an ocean freighter. It was a Great Lakes freighter specifically designed to carry iron ore on the Great Lakes. It was a large vessel for its time, but its size was limited by the Sioux Locks, and its freshwater design made it vulnerable to the large, erratic waves of Lake Superior storms, which ultimately led to its demise in 1975. Second down and 6. It's going to be another handoff here, and gain of about 3. So 4th and 3 upcoming here. Ugh, don't talk about... I hate lampreys. Those things suck. Ah, get it? Get it? Lampreys suck. That killed... It killed an English king, too. He loved fucking eating lampreys. And they're like, dude, stop eating lampreys. They're going to fucking kill you. And he's like, fuck it. These things are delicious. He just kept on eating it and ate until he fucking died. 3rd and 3 upcoming for the Packers. Love steps back, throws. Caught! First down, Packers. Dontavian Wicks with the reception. Crafty says, King out-dadded me. Which one was my dad joke? I forget. Oh, yeah, the lampreys suck. Ah, I got it. Oh, no, big loss for Jacobs. Oh, my. What a hunt. As Hunt gets into the backfield there for the Eagles. What a big hunt. That's going to be a massive loss of 4 yards. Massive loss. Is it a 2nd and 14? It's a long way to go. Hurts. Jordan Love under center. Play action. And then Love's going to pull it down. He's going to run it himself. And he gets a gain of 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 yards. So he gets another yard. So it's going to be 3rd and 9 coming up. By the way, yes, it was King Henry I of England. He said to have died from eating a large quantity of lampreys, an eel-like fish considered a delicacy at the time. While the traditional account attributes his death to overindulgence, modern analysis suggests he may have died from a severe bacterial infection. Love here on 3rd and 9, throws over the middle, looks, caught! And Dobbs could not haul it in. It would have been a hell of a catch if he could have. But the great Gazoo, maybe it was the weight of the helmet threw him off. I don't know. But it's 4th and 9, and the offense is not leaving the field. LA Beast, I do not know. Lloyd, I do not know that. Is that I don't know what is that a thing of? Is that like weird New Jersey? I don't know. I do not know. That is one thing I don't know. Fourth and 9. Packers are going to go for it here. Jordan Love looks, throws over the middle again, and this time is going to be incomplete. It was open. It hit him in the hands, hit him in the chest, but bounced right off him. It didn't do anything. My God, you got to catch that ball. How do you drop that ball? Unbelievable. And now the Eagles have it at their own 41-yard line. Great field position for them. And listen, they might take this game. ELS says just punt the ball. Just catch the fucking ball. It was there. It hit him in the chest. There was no defensive play there. It wasn't even hit. All he has to do is catch the ball. He let it bounce off his chest. You have to catch the ball, catch the ball, catch the ball. If it hits you between the numbers, catch the ball. Instead, it's a turnover on downs, and the Eagles will have great field position. I used to play curling with a competitive eater up in when I lived in Northeast PA around Wilkes-Barre. ELS says, I hate our wide receivers. Dobbs looks funny, so I guess you got that. Yeah, by the way, King Henry I of England said to have died from eating large quantity of lampreys. They do think that he might have had bacterial infection, possibly listeria, monocytogenes. I'm saying that wrong. Traditional story is that according to medieval chroniclers, Henry I ate a surfeit lampreys against his doctor's advice, which led to his fatal illness. Some contemporary medical analysis suggests that the king's symptoms are more consistent with a severe bacterial infection, such as meningitis, caused by listeria. Still, don't eat lampreys. What the fuck are we doing here? What are we, savages? Jimbo says, I would have tried to draw off sides, take the delay a game, and then punt. Yeah, but it was already 4th and 9, so trying to draw off sides, it only gives you 5 yards, and then makes it, 4th and 4. So it's still not great. You'd rather just, if you're going to run the play, run the play. If you're going to try to do something like that, that's not going to work. You're not going to draw them off sides on that. And even if you do, it doesn't give you a first down. You still got to run a 4th down play. Nick Sirianni looks like he's about to tongue fuck half his defense. Paul Wilson trying to add a little bit of that Tom Grossi magic in here with the P for the D. First and 10, Hurts looks, throws. It's going to be a gain of no yards on first down. They're going to give him a half a yard, I guess. 2nd and 9, they technically say, but I don't know about that. Crafty says, a not-so-fun fact. Herod died of testicular gangrene after scratching his balls too much. Let that be a lesson for all you out there. Hand off to Barkley, and he's going to lose 5 yards. Oh, my God. 6 yards, actually. 3rd and 15 now for the Eagles. If you scratch your ball, Lloyd, if you scratch your balls and then you get an infection in your balls and you can't treat the infection in your balls will get gangrenous. They will start dying and get necrosis, and then you will die. I had something fairly similar happen, not from scratching my balls, just from being diabetic, but the old Fournier's gangrene. A lot of bikers get it too. It's weird. Lloyd says he must have crabs. Well, I know. If he's talking about Herod back from like the biblical times, yeah, probably. Shipley gets the pass out of the backfield on 3rd and 15. He gets a good chunk, but not enough to make it worthwhile. Now the Eagles are facing a 4th and 9 from basically where they started, the 42-yard line. Wilson says, I'm just saying, you fidget with your balls a lot. Larry Bird doesn't do as much ball handling as you do in an hour. That's true, too. But to be fair, my balls are nice. Like, I have nice, they got a good weight to them. They got a good feel, like, kind of like those, like those Chinese fucking, calming meditation balls. Or like your mom's Benoit balls. They got a good feel, good hand feel. And that punt is going to go into the end zone for a touchback. The Packers will get the ball at the 20. Betty says, I believe Herod might have been diabetic as well. Back in the day, who knows? Hey, he had the same thing I did. Look at that. Yeah, no. King Herod likely died from the combination of chronic kidney disease and Fournier's gangrene, a severe and rapidly progressing infection of the genital and perianal area. According to historical accounts by Flavius Josephus, Herod experienced symptoms including intense itching, intestinal problems, breathlessness, convulsions, and genital gangrene that reportedly produced worms. Oh, God. Medical experts theorized the combination of diseases ultimately caused his death. At least he wasn't Habsburg. That's very true, Lloyd. Boy, yeah, when you look at, who was it, Charles II? I mean, all the Habsburg had that incest chin, but he couldn't talk. His chin was so screwed up. And I think a lot of the accounts of the autopsy afterward were very hyperbolic of the times, but still, he was not in great health. He was not in great health. King Herod did not have a good time. Paul Wilson says, I just threw up in my mouth. Thanks, King. Listen, I'm just reading the historical context, okay? I'm not happy about it either. I had to read it. I'm not happy about it. You get mad at me like I did it. I didn't do it. I just read it. Trust me, I had the same reaction. You just saw me. Ugh, it's not great. Lloyd in here says this chat's been wild, dude. Yeah, it's been a fun one. Listen, the chats have to be entertaining because this game has been 3-0 Eagles. Here with 2:32 left in the third quarter. So we have had to make our own entertainment. And I think we've done fairly well. 1st and 10. Pitch out here to Jacobs, and he's going to break it for 11 yards. First down. Packers down at the 31-yard line. As we see Howie Roseman, that dirty son of a bitch. Paul said, I was fine until stop mentioning the worm part. I don't want to hear the worm part. That's the part that makes you go nuts. I don't want to hear it. ELS in the chat saying, all right, let's get some points. Love, don't do anything stupid, and wide receivers catch the ball. ELS is in full Packer Savage mode, while the rest of us are reading the deaths of historical figures for some reason. Jordan Love play action. Looks, throws on 1st down 10. That's going to be caught. And there's Melton. We have a flag down, though. And it's going to be against the Eagles. Another holding call, but it's declined. But the flag counts because they threw it. So there you go. And the Packers, once again, have crossed over into Eagles territory. Can they get into red zone territory? We're going to find out. They have not been able to do that all game so far. 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line of the Eagles. Coming up here, let's find out what happens. Ow, itchy nose. Yeah, I don't know why I said Melton. It was Dontavian Wicks who caught that. He's giving them the business. It's a good thing I did make the coffee, man. I needed something to be awake here. I think that was my problem last night, is that the game was boring and I didn't have a lot of coffee. So play clock down to 2, down to 1. And they just get the playoff. Hand off to Jacobs on 2nd and 8. He gets 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 4. So they give him 4 yards on that one from the Philadelphia 43-yard line, and I think that might just be the last play of the third. Let's see. No, the Packers are going to run to the line here, but that usually doesn't matter. They usually, that always. 2-1, and indeed, that is going to be the end of the third quarter. So we have reached the end of the third quarter. You know what that means, folks. Get the fours up, as we are here for all 4 quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whether you're in the chat, whether you're at home, you want to take pictures, you want to take videos, whatever you want to do. You want to go to Discord and do it. However you want to do it, throw the fours up, because we are here, just like the players, all 4 quarters. The Eagles 3, the Packers nothing. Packers going to be facing a 3rd and 4 from the Philadelphia 43 when we come back here to action. Will they be able to convert? Will they be able to get into scoring range? Will they be able to get into the red zone at least? Holy shit, somebody throw up high. This game has been dull as shit. So much so that we've been talking about Fournier's gangrene on ancient kings of Judea here during the Roman times, and King Henry I from England dying from eating lampreys. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. We're doing history. We're doing historical deaths here because those apparently are more interesting than whatever the Eagles and Packers are fucking doing out there. It's up there, Paul. With that, Perna might make a video about being a new worst game ever because this is it's not a good one. It's not a fun one. This is not a fun one. And I thought, I was thinking like last night's was going to be boring and pretty bad. And it was pretty boring last night. And I was like, well, at least we have this game tonight. It's going to be fun and interesting to watch. You just never know. You just never know. We're here in the middle of the season. Sometimes you just the amount of duds that have happened here in the middle of the season is interesting. Because we started off kind of hot with this season. Even on like Thursday night, like the primetime games were even the games you didn't think would deliver were delivering. Like the Thursday night games were delivering. Even the like teams that you didn't think were going to be great. The Cardinals Seahawks game on Monday night, the one that they did the double night, one of those. Or no, that was a Thursday nighter. That was a Thursday nighter. That the one where they wore the rivalry uniform. You're like, oh, that was that was going to be what it was. That turned out to be a hell of a game. That was a hell of a game to watch. And so we were getting those games. It's like, all right, that's good. Now we get into the meat of the schedule, and you have some games like this, like Eagles, Packers. This is going to be a good one. Steelers, Chargers, that should be good. Like it just, all of these are just falling flat, so I don't know what it is. Looks, throws, it's caught. Are they going to give him the first down? They are marking it as a first down right now. Dontavian Wicks catches it. Let's see if they keep the spot there. The Eagles might want to. I think he caught it at the first down marker. So I think it's a first down. I still think it's a pretty generous spot, but I think it's a first down anyway. Bengals Steelers, yeah, that was a hell of a game. That was a hell of a game. So, you get what I'm saying. So first down now at the Eagles' 35-yard line. Handoff to Jacobs, and he's going to get 6 yards. 2nd and 6. Paul says, it's a bad game when I started reading the instructions on the vomit bag. Here's an idea. Have a point. It makes it so much more interesting for the listener. Nice. Nice quote. Oh, yes, Lloyd, you did also mention the incestuous family dynasty known as the Habsburgs. Wide open, throw, caught! Christian Watson, but we have a flag now. illegal. The best play the Packers had all game and would have put them down there in scoring position in the red zone. Called back because of legal procedure because they had a tackle eligible reported and he was covered up by a wide receiver. Oh, God. Oh, God. That's how this is going to be. Now watch, the Packers aren't going to score. The Packers aren't going to score in this drive. 2nd and 11 after the penalty. Play action. Goes over the middle. Incomplete. Dobbs was the intended receiver. No flag for pass interference. And I think he got there early, but the refs decide now to keep the flag, and now it's 3rd and 11 from the Eagles' 40-yard line. Paul in the chat says, hey, my God, the Packers just keep destroying themselves with flags. Yeah. But now 3rd and 11. And Love has to throw the ball away. That whole play was bad. Apparently the play clock ran down. I thought I heard a whistle. Then the play didn't stop. There was no flag. I have no idea what was happening there. 4th and 11 from the 40. The Packers are going to have to punt it. And there you go. So the Packers had a chance. They were down there in the red zone. They were going to have 1st and goal. And instead, Jimbo in the chat says, yeah, good no call. By the way, for anybody who wants it, and maybe you need it after this one to yell us, fuck the ref shirt. Available right now at the Stay Tuned Sports merch store. bit.ly/Stay Tuned merch. bit.ly/Stay Tuned merch. And the Packers are going to punt the ball away here. What is going on here? I don't think the ball got back in for a safety, but that's going to be – the Eagle picked it up. This is going to be interesting. If they say he touched it, but he was in the end zone, and then the Eagle picked it up and tried to take it out and didn't. Because he's in the end zone. He's in the end zone. He's touching the end zone. When he touches it, is he up? Right, but then once the Eagle picks it up, then and reestablishes himself. Like, I understand that, like, you can advance the ball as the receiving team, without fear of like that. Like, I understand that it wouldn't be like, oh, well, he picked it up, so it's like that. I understand all that. But by him picking it up and reestablish, like, I don't know. That feels like a weird rule. Like, even if he was, I don't know. These rules. Sometimes these rules are fucking weird. Which is ELS left. I don't know if he did or not, but he's in it. He's in it. We've all been there. I mean, you guys saw me. You guys saw me in the Giants Broncos game. I was in it. Crafty says Dobbs is out of breath from carrying that bobblehead of his. Jimbo says he never reestablished himself. So it's a dead play as soon as Green Bay touched it in the end zone. But it's not. Because it's not a dead play. Like, just because he touched it doesn't mean, because you saw the Eagle picked it up and started running with it. Now, if that Eagle player picked it up, ran it, and was able to run it all the way toward the end zone, that's a touchdown. But that's what I mean is, let's say he picked it up and ran it for 50 yards, and then they tackled him at the 50-yard line. So he didn't make it to the end zone. Do the Eagles then get it there at the 50, or does it come all the way back for a touchback, or do they get it like, that's what I mean. It was like, so he picked it up and started running with it, and he came out of the end zone with it. So he came out of the end zone and was tackled at the 1-yard line. So if he picks it up, reestablishes himself, and is now out at the 1-yard line, then that's where it's established. Like, just because he didn't reestablish, just because the Packer play didn't reestablish himself in the field of play when he touched it, that can't be used as a way for the Packers to down it at the 1. I get that. But the Eagles can advance that ball after that play without fear of it being like a fumble. Like, if the Eagle went to touch it and then fumbled it, like, the Packers can't recover it because they touched it first. So that's where it is. But that's what I mean. It's like, they need to clarify those rules or fix them, something. So 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Eagles. Hand off to Barkley, and he's going to stumble, rumble, bumble his way for 5 yards. They say only 4 yards. 2nd and 6 upcoming. And listen, I'm no rules expert. Like, what the rules are probably what they enforce there. But I'm just saying, it seems like rather unfair in that aspect of it. 2nd and 6, pitch out to Barkley, and he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 6. Lloyd saying, I had Egg McMuffins homemade and 4 fried chicken livers as a snack. Dude, I'll tell you what. Poultry liver as a whole, but like chicken liver, turkey liver, completely slept on as a great little snack. You fry up some chicken livers or some turkey livers, a little bit of salt on them. Fucking come on, man. Those things are delicious. Crafty says, whoever put money on a no touchdown game just has to hang in for 12 more minutes. And I was going to say, it's looking like a better and better bet each second here. Barkley on 3rd and 7. He's going to break it loose, and he might even go further. He's at the 40. He's down at the Packers' 35-yard line. Massive gain for the Eagles on that play. $42-yard gain. Paul says super healthy for you too, liver in general. Yeah, no, you get a lot of iron in there. It's good. It's good. It's good for you. I'm not sure about like beef liver or anything like that, but like poultry liver, 1,000%. Deep ball from Love, throws, caught, touchdown, Devontae Smith, and that's gonna be the game. This game's over. This game is over. That's as solidified of an ending to this as you can imagine. I mean, Jesus Christ. Ooh, homemade Salisbury steak. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. That's good stuff. I think we've lost ELS. I think ELS is giving. This is not a good night for ELS. Jimbo's having a good night. ELS not so much. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. And there you go, 10-0, the Eagles. Jimbo hitting us with the Grumman, with the German Fly Eagles Fly, because I banned him from singing it at all. But again, in either language, I will ban your ass, Jimbo. That song is verboten. Jerk. Why are we friends again? I'm a bad friend. Don't get me wrong. I understand it. I'm a terrible friend. I'm a very bad friend. Love you, buddy. Paul in the chat says, I eat a lot of meat. I'm pretty much on the carnivore kick lately. Kind of me, too. I'll tell you that. I'm very much, well, because I'm diabetic, so you can't have, like, carbs. And I was like, oh, you can't have a lot of carbs. Well, you can't have any carbs. Like, it's not great for you. I have, like, a cheat day once a week, and even then, it's not really that much. Thank God I kind of found these, the net zero carbless tortillas, and because it has fiber, the way the fiber and that kind of works out, it neutralizes the carbs or whatever fucking science is. All I know is that my blood sugar doesn't spike when I eat it, so that's good. But I have to eat a lot of meat. I have to eat a lot of protein and things like that and get your mind out of the gutters. I know exactly where you're going with it. Stop it. Because I just have to. So a lot of eggs, a lot of, ham, big on the burgers. I like burgers, and I can put the burgers in a tortilla. I make like a little tortilla burger. It's pretty good. I'll tell you what, you get the big carbless tortillas there, and you get like a little pizza stone or a pizza oven or something like that, and you make a little tortizza, little carb-free tortizza. Shit, rockin' rules. Shit's really good. Paul says, I don't miss carbs one bit. I feel better all the way around. I'll tell you what, as I've lost weight, I do feel better. There are those times where you get the cravings. There's those times where it's just like, I want to eat a bag of potato chips. I go, it's there. It's part of that. But those have been a lot less than I would have thought. But then again, that goes to a lot of things. Like I've never, I used to smoke. I was a smoker. And the one day I just stopped. And then I didn't have to go through like all the stuff and I'm going to go to meetings, or I'm going to use the gum or a patch or something like that. One day it was cold out. I didn't want to go outside to go smoke, and I just stopped smoking. I was like, all right, I'm not going to smoke anymore. Jimbo says, we're friends because of cigarettes, alcohol, and the Irish. Not the best combo. Lloyd says, Jimbo, not going to lie, I thought you were Native American. Eggs, pork, beef, bacon, dude. Bacon is amazing. Salisbury steak is amazing. Yeah, but, you got to have that gravy. You got to have a little bit of that sauce. A little bit of sauce there for you. Real good for you, I also, listen, I'll tell you what. Fried Spam in the morning with the eggs, not bad. And you get the lower sodium one. You don't want, although I am my sodium is, believe it or not, low. It's kind of weird. But I get the low sodium anyway, just because, I was like, if I need salt, I'll eat something salty. But fry up the Spam real good, get it nice and crispy. Cut it somewhat thin, cook it a long time, get it nice and crispy, go with the eggs. That's a good breakfast. 2nd and 7 for the Packers, caught for a first down to the Packers' 38-yard line. Spam gravy? I've never even heard of that. I don't know if I want to hear it. Love goes to Jacobs out of the backfield, good for about 6 yards. 9:35 and counting remaining here in the fourth quarter. Packers trailing 10-0 to the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, I'm not saying it's not a thing, Lloyd. It's just a thing that I haven't heard of. Williams, the other Gazoo helmet wearer, with the catch there, but only good for about 2 yards. 3rd and 2 upcoming here for the Packers. 9 minutes even remaining in the fourth quarter. One of my favorite meals as a kid was like the simplest thing was just beef, egg noodles and gravy, beef and gravy. You get it was just, that to me simple, easy, and that was great. Now again, I can't have egg noodles because diabetes, carbs, death. But man, that was one of my favorite meals. Jacobs runs first down. Gets about 7-8 yards on that particular carry. 1st and 10 from the 46 of the Eagles now. Again, the Packers have crossed midfield. Can they finish this drive, and can they do it quick enough where they can have an opportunity to get back in this game to either tie it or take the lead? Again, their defense is going to have to stop the Eagles. Not impossible. They've done it this game. But this offense has to score points on this drive. It's a must. It is an imperative. It is a 100%er. Have to do it. Love checks all the way down. Gets it to his check down man. Good for 2 yards. 2 yards. 2nd and 8 upcoming. Emmanuel Wilson was the receiver. Love throws incomplete. I guess the intended receiver was Bo Melton, but wasn't close. Lloyd says cauliflower rice with stroganoff should be. I can't do the cauliflower stuff. Like, cauliflower pizza is so good. No, the fuck it's not. Cauliflower pasta. No. Cauliflower. Oh, you can have the cauliflower buffalo wings. It's just like the real thing. No, the fuck it's not. It's not. It tastes like shit. I won't do it. I won't do it. 3rd and 8. The Packers, as soon as they cross midfield, stall. That's been the story of this game. The 50 has been their kryptonite. Looks, throws, caught! Dontavian Wicks does get the first down. Oh, that was a little Green Bay cutie there. How are you? It's the glasses. The glasses will always get me. 7:29 remaining. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the Eagles' 34-yard line. One of my favorites, actually, believe it or not, is and it's not because of my name. It's just chicken a la king. It's just, it's a chicken, it's like a chicken casserole. You get the mushroom, you get the cream of mushroom, and you get some chicken, some peas, some carrots, some various other vegetables, and egg noodles. Put it all, mix it up, boom, there you go. Delicious. I love those kind of hishy, hell of a stew kind of meals. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a northerner. I don't know. It's just one of the things I really love. Oh, Lloyd, I watch his channel. I'm subscribed to him all the time. Lloyd in the chat say, King, when you get a chance, since you like history, you'd like tasting history with Max Miller. I've been watching him for years. I've seen him move into a different house. I saw him get married to his husband. I was going to say gay husband. It's kind of implied. 2nd and 10, deep ball. There's got to be a flag on that one, and there finally is. Campbell tackled him before the ball even got there. And that's going to be close to a 1st and goal situation. Pass interference on the Eagles. I mean, yeah, come on. What are we doing? Musgrave was the intended receiver there, and he's just... Yeah, I love him. I love the channel. I love everything. Well, it's 2 things I like. It's history and it's food. So, and I do want to try some of his recipes in the future. Some of them not so much. I'm not going to make my own garum. Jacobs is going to get down to the 7-yard line on that particular run. 2nd and 3 coming up. Actually, they're going to say he got down to the 6. Got to get to the 4 for a first down, and they're right there for a touchdown. 6 minutes remaining. This is the first trip to the red zone for the Packers today. Jacobs, first down, and I think he's in. And he is. Touchdown, Packers. And now, all of a sudden, with 3/4 of this game, more than that, 15th, 16th of this game over, now we're finally starting to get points. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And now, again, we have a game, 10-6. The Eagles lead, depending on the extra point upcoming here. And yes, Lloyd, I watch Townsend's as well. To the chagrin of Pepperjack. She hates when I start turning that on and watching all that, but I love Townsend's as well. Snap, hold, kick up, right down the middle. That is good. And we have a 3-point game again with 5:49 remaining. Can the Eagles answer and maybe put this game away, or will the Packers defense step up and give them a chance to tie or perhaps take the lead? We're going to find out here in the last 5 minutes and 49 seconds of this game on Monday Night Football that you're watching along with me, King, right here on Stay Tuned Sports. Thank you so much for joining us. If you'd like to, hit that like button. And also, if it wouldn't trouble you so much, hit the share button. Let everybody know that we're alive and we're around and we're an actual thing. That would be fun. Also, if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously. I want to thank you so very much for doing all of that. Also, if you want to help us out a little bit more directly, we have a link for our donation station in the top of the chat and in the description below. Chat's open, by the way. Come in, say hi, say hello, say how are you doing. Certainly want to hear from everybody and what your thoughts are on this game, on Week 10 in general, what you think is going on in the NFL, because none of us really fucking know. Talk about maybe Brian Daboll and how he's unemployed now. That's what's putting a smile on my face. Yeah. I'm sorry. Somebody being fired made me happy. I'm a bad person. That's fine. I can admit that. Crafty in the chat is saying we're going to find out if, indeed, all you need is love. All you need is love. Unless he throws an incomplete pass, in which then we'll all boo him into hell. 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 Wait, that's not how the song goes? Okay. ELS in the chat saying, all right, defense, all I can say is get a stop. That is something you could say. Paul says the score won't accurately reflect how shitty this game has been. I will say this, and I don't know why. Maybe it's just the way I'm perceiving it. This game is still not as boring as last night's game. Last night's game bored me so much. I was just out of it. By the end of the game, I couldn't wait to just get off the stream. I was like, oh, God, finally, fucking end. Maybe it was because of the flick. Maybe because it took so long, too. Like, that game dragged. This game, for as maybe not as exciting as we all thought it might have been or should have been, it hasn't been extraordinarily long. Crafty says, watch. Now, there's going to be 30 combined points in these last 6 minutes. There's a good chance. There's a good chance. Kick is away, and the Eagles are going to return it to the 28-yard line. Paul Wilson said, I skipped last night's game. That was a great choice. I should have done the same. I was kind of debating it because I was a little tired anyway. I was up early in the morning because I did the Germany game, and I was like, I was a little sad because of the Giants game. So I was like, don't. I was like, but I already told everybody I was going to do it. I promised I would do it. You promise something, you got to do it. So I was like, all right, I'll do the game. Boy, I wish I had broke that promise. I wish I was flaky and just broke that promise and said, nope, not doing it, because it was not worth watching that Steelers-Chargers game. 1st and 10 for the Eagles from their own 28-yard line. The Eagles hand it off here to Barkley, and Barkley's going to get stopped back at the 25. They're going to give him to the 26 and say only a loss of 2. 2nd and 12 upcoming. Voting chat says, ooh, avoid. What joke? Did I miss a joke? Did I do a joke? Did I give a chance for a joke? I have no idea. That's the other problem, too. When I say something, it's like 3 seconds later, it's gone. I'm like a goldfish. 2nd and 12. Throws knocked away. Nixon with the pass defense there. 3rd and 12. ELS. He's got to be pleased seeing what he's seen so far on this drive from his Packers defense. Will Jimbo be just as pleased to see the Eagles go ahead and maybe convert this 3rd and 12 on this drive? We shall see. 3rd and 12 from the 26-yard line. Crafty's like, Jalen Hurts threw that pass towards his receiver's back. .458 remaining. Hurts takes the snap. Steps back, looks. Big throw down the field. Caught! Devontae Smith on 3rd and 12 gains 15 yards actually. And that's going to be 1st and 10 from the 42. No, that's a 14-yard gain. Yeah, it's 14 yards. Press set of downs here for the Eagles. 4:52 remaining in the game. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to get 3 yards. 2nd and 7 from their own 45. Clock is going to keep ticking into the future here. As we see the Eagles in their black pants and black helmets, trying to see if they have good luck in these particular digs. They kind of do. I think their record in when they wear their black helmet and black pants is good. And when they're not on the road at home, their whole black jersey setup. Their record is very good, I think, which is a shame because I hate the black for black's sake uniform trend. But hand off to Barkley again. He gets tripped up at the 50. He's going to be 2 yards short. 3rd and 2. From midfield, and the clock is going to tick. 3:56, 3:55, 3:54. That is a trip. That should have been a flag. Micah Parsons there with the So, and the play clock's running down, so it looks like the Eagles are going to call a timeout here. 3:21 remaining. The Eagles have taken a timeout. They will have 2 remaining. Oh, do I have that? I hate when I have that happen. It runs like a video on the, because I just want to have the stats up here. For some reason, ESPN will run a stupid video while you're doing it, and it's just annoying. Jimbo in the chat says that should have been a tripping penalty. And Jimbo, I'm not going to lie, yes, that should have been a tripping penalty. That was 100% should have been a tripping penalty. So 3rd and 2. And it's going to be a bit of a draw there and a 1st down for the Eagles. They needed 2. They got 4. Oh, they're going to give them 5 yards. Jesus Christ. 1st and 10 from the Green Bay 45-yard line. Clock continues to tick. Will the Packers get another chance to touch the ball? How much time will be left? Will the Packers start using timeouts here? I will, Lloyd. I will. First and 10 from the 45. Hurts under center. They're just going to run Barkley here. That's going to eat up some clock. Gets 3 yards. They're going to say, no, we only got 2 yards. Really? Okay. 2nd and 8 from the 43, and the Packers will use their first timeout. 2:34 remaining. This is the real crux of the game here. Paul's going to say, hey, I mean, is Parsons going to do something? Well, he tripped Barkley on the last play, but it still didn't help because Eagles ended up getting a first down on the next play. So if you're the Packers, you have to try to keep them off the board or at worst hold them to a field goal. But also do so where there's still time left on the clock. If you hold them to a field goal, then you need to go and get a touchdown to win the game. If you stop them with them not getting any points, then all you need to do is get in field goal range, and you got a chance to tie the game and send it into overtime. Which, again, would be just another overtime. Jesus. Paul says his run defense has been historically bad. That's what Jerry Jones was saying. That's what Jerry was saying. We like Michael. He's a very good Michael. We got to go ahead and, when you look at it from the run defense standpoint, Michael wasn't very good. So we're good. We like what guys we got here now, and that's why we didn't feel comfortable. Thought we had a deal, didn't have a deal. Now we got glory hole days, and we're going to try to get back to those glory hole days and get in the glory holes in the days. Or whatever Jerry fucking says. I've been seeing. I will say this, ELS. Thank you very much for that. And yeah, the Day Bowl memes have been fun. Lloyd in chat says, King, do you watch Cowboy Kent Rollins? I don't. Here's gonna say I don't know because I think I've seen some of his videos, but I'm not sure if that's who I was seeing or if it was somebody else. With the Cowboys. I don't remember the name exactly. Hurts, looks, throws. He was getting rushed, throws out of bounds. Incomplete. 2nd and 8 is a failure. So we get 3rd and 8. 2:29 remaining on the clock. And again, it stops the clock without the Packers having to use a timeout. MAGA. So here we go. 3rd and 8 from the 43 of the Packers. 2:29 remaining. Packers have 2 timeouts. The Eagles have 2 timeouts. Play clock at 3. Play clock at 2. Play clock at 1. Hurts gets the ball off. Throws way too high for everybody. Incomplete. 4th and 8. 2:25 remaining. Eagles staying on the field. Everybody's doing the bow overthrow. Everybody's doing the bow overthrow. It's the latest craze for the kids today. Get your bow overthrow. Doing the bow overthrow. Bow overthrow. Now with the picnics. 4th and 8. Play clock hits 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And it is a delay of game on the Eagles. Five-yard penalty, and they will punt. So the Packers have a chance. They have the 2-minute warning. They have 2 timeouts. Can the Packers pull this off? Can the Packers, at minimum, tie the game? Can they take the chance to win the game? ELS asking those questions here. ELS is saying, did we have a chance to win? I think maybe you mean, do you have a chance to win? And you're going to give yourself a chance to win here. Man with the punt here. That's going to be fair, caught at the 10. 90 yards to glory for the Packers. Can they pull this off? 2:18 left. Lloyd says, maybe it's a good thing I didn't watch this. Not sure why, Lloyd. It's pretty fun to watch this. Watching football with your buddies, with your pals, no matter how much you like or hate us. Fun to do. Fun thing. And I want to thank everybody in the chat. I want to thank everybody watching along with us right now, watching along. As we are, this game was what it was, but the ending is really what matters, and people are going to remember. 10-7, Eagles leading. 12 on first down, throws to fucking nobody in particular. 2nd and 10. 2:15 remaining. Every series, I mean, obviously this is all 4-down territory, so that's the one thing. Lloyd in the chat says this game would drive me to drink. ELS in the chat says, all right, offense, let's go and win this game. That first pass, not great. As we see fans in the crowd there holding up their cell phones. Maybe they will be recording a historic comeback. Well, not that historic. Oh, hit as he throws, and then it was on target but dropped. Bo Melton was the intended receiver, 3rd and 10. Man, Melton could have made a really spectacular catch there. Play action for some reason. Jordan Love throws over the middle. Caught! Christian Watson has it at the 32, 33, 34. He keeps on going backwards to the 35. Where are they going to mark him down? They mark him down at the 35. 1st and 10 Packers from the 35, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. Oh, boy, the Packers are still alive. They have a 1st and 10 coming up when we return from the 2-minute warning. Jimbo's being nervous. ELS is being nervous. Everybody else who doesn't have a dog in this fight is finally glad this game has gotten somewhat exciting. And I want to thank you for joining us for this maybe kind of sort of exciting game between the Eagles and the Packers. Great. That's the thing. Nobody's going to remember the first 3.5 quarters of this game. Everybody's going to remember everything from like 10 minutes on from the 4th quarter and say, man, what a game. Oh, what a game. That was a great game. One way or the other. Oh, what a great game. It's going to be like, was it? Was it really? The funny thing about people's memories. It's the funny thing about people's minds. Not very reliable. But you can make it more reliable with our friends over at Dubby. Yes, you can. I know your energy drinks out there, man. You need some energy drinks. You got to stay with it. I could have used one last night, that's for sure, with that Steelers-Chargers game. But even, no matter what you're doing, whether you're studying, whether you're gaming, whether you're smashing, you know what I'm saying? No matter what you're doing, Dubby Energy is there for you. And why? Why do we talk about Dubby? Because here's the thing. All these other companies, man, they have, you know the ones I'm talking about, the energy drink companies. There's multiple out there. There's the big one. There's the other ones, the less big ones, but still quite big ones. They got a bunch of just absolute shit in their drinks. You know what I mean? Artificial colors, artificial flavors, ingredients, chemicals, and also just a shit ton of sugar. And you don't need that. Dubby, they saw that and said, we don't fucking need that. No artificial colors, no artificial flavorings, no sugar, tons of sugars, just pure energy there for you, man. They got full of vitamins and, of course, Neurofactor room, which is, that's the point I'm talking about. You need the Neurofactor room so that you can remember the fact that this game wasn't just a great last half of the 4th quarter. That you can also remember, boy, this game was kind of shit for 3.5 quarters. That's what W can help you do. Go to W.GG right now and enter code STSports to get 10% off of your first order. That's W.GG, DUBBY.GG. And, of course, enter the code STSports, 10% off your first order. W, be better. Lloyd says it's one of those games that you drink, pass out to, wake up to during halftime. I did that during a college game a couple of years ago, where it was just like, this thing's still going on? Oh, God. 1st and 10. After the 2-minute warning, thrown incomplete. Jacobs, the intended receiver, out of the backfield, incomplete. Carter was applying pressure there to Love. Rushed the throw, incomplete. 2nd and 10, 1:56 remaining. Who does he play for, ELS? I don't even know. ELS hitting us with some random facts here. I think this is what he does when he's nervous. When ELS is nervous about a game, he just starts posting random-ass facts. Former Birmingham Stallion kicker Harrison Mevis from the UFL had a perfect start to his NFL career, going 6 for 6 on his PATs. 2nd and 10. Love steps back, throws. Oh, in and out of the hands of Dontavian Wicks. 3rd and 10. 1:51 remaining. Getting real. Shit's getting real here for the Packers. Oh, for the is that the thicker kicker? Thicker the kicker? That big boy. That big son bitch kicking the ball for the Rams. All right, ELS. I know who you're talking about now. I know who you're talking about. You just got to say fat kicker, and I'd be like, oh, yeah, the fat kicker. Good for him. 3rd and 10, 1:51 remaining. Love takes the snap, steps back, looks, throws. He completes it to Musgraves. It's going to be a yard short. 4th and 1 for the Packers. Clock is ticking. 1:38, 1:37, 1:36. Love takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Jacobs, but we got flags down. We've got flags down. This call is the game. Illegal formation on the Packers. Penalty is going to be declined. It didn't matter. It was 4th down anyway. So it was a fumble recovered by Philadelphia. Doesn't matter. And the Eagles are going to win in Green Bay. The Packers are going to lose back-to-back games at Lambeau for the first time in a long time. 1:26 remaining. The Packers only have 2 timeouts left. Lloyd says, King, watch it be an overtime game. Calling it now. I think you called it a little too late. Crafty says, fitting way for this game to end in an absolute clusterfuck by the Packers. I kind of agree. Jimbo says, Jalen Phillips just saved our ass. Paul says, night, night. GG's, everybody. Absolutely. This one is over. ELS with the predictable fuck in the chat. Lloyd says, wow. Jimbo says, fly, Eagles, fly in German. And again, I told you, Jimbo. ELS, it was 4th and 1. You had, actually, it was like 4th and half a yard. You had 2 timeouts. You absolutely run the ball in that situation. Get the yard, move the chains, take the timeout, and then continue your march down the field. It's not, that was a good play call. You got to execute that play, though, and Packers did not do that. That is not something I'm upset with. Gain that yard. You have to. If you can't gain half a yard in the NFL, you deserve to lose the game. And the Packers are going to lose the game. Lloyd says, message me after this, King. Sure. Why not? Maybe. I'll see. I'm probably going to jump over to the rubber room for a little bit and see what's going on over there. Probably talk a little bit about this particular game. And then maybe even do a little a little sneak peek, a little preview of the countdown. Let you know where I think all these teams end up after this. Because I don't know. I might have to change it because I don't know if I really believe where I have any of these teams right now, because it's I might do a quick. I have to look where, because this game sucked. And again, the Eagles are going to win here, and they did not play well. The Packers are going to lose, and they did not play well. But the Eagles are going to win, and they did not play well. Are they as bad as the Broncos? I don't think so. But I still don't think they're good. Jimbo says the tush push turned out to be a non-story for this game. I'm upset by that. Yeah, kind of. There was one tush push where there was a massive offsides that they didn't call. But outside of that, yeah, there was no need for the tush push. There was no need for anything. So all of that was nothing. So 1:26 remaining. The Eagles can just kneel this out. They're going to hand it off to Barkley. Packers take their second timeout. 1:21 remaining. Hi, Peppa Jan. 2-yard gain. I was going to say, for Jimbo, for the game that was like the tush push game, this turned out to be, this is the least amount of times that the Packers have ever used the tush push, that the Eagles have used the tush push in a game, ever. The Packers didn't even have to try to stop them. It was a non-factor. Lloyd, just stop. Now, Lloyd, stop it. That shit gets you banned from anywhere. Putting stuff in the chat that actually didn't happen in the game and doing shit like that immediately gets you. That's, I don't know where, like, that shit is not cool, not ever cool, not in any chat that I've ever been in has something like that ever been cool or allowed in any way, shape, or form. So, you earned that one, Lloyd. That one you earned. 3rd and 7 upcoming. 1:18, and the Packers have taken their last time out. That actually angered me. That pissed me off. If you're in a chat, like doing a sporting event, and you guys you start trying to put in fake stuff of, oh, interception, oh, touchdown, oh, this team did that. No. You can fuck right off. Barkley with a yard gain, but it doesn't matter because the clock now is going to tick. Tick, 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 tick. There'll be about 32 seconds left when this clock ends. 32 seconds. The Packers have it at the Eagles have it at the Packers' 35-yard line. They're going to go for it. I would have tried maybe a field goal. Nah, maybe not. No, you just want to run as much time off as possible, and I think that's what they're probably going to do here. Nope, they're going to call timeout. Looking to see, were they trying to get him to jump or something? Make it a 4th and 1? I don't know. So now there's 33 seconds remaining. Timeout with 1 second on the clock there. So 33 seconds. 4th and 6 from the 35. Hey, yeah, thank you, Joe Buck. Giants did fire their head coach, Brian Dable, today. And that's what makes me super happy. 4th and 6. Hurts. Steps back, looks, throws. Deep ball. Knocked away. Incomplete. So 27 seconds left. The Packers are on their own 35. There's no timeouts. Can the Packers get in field goal? All they have to do is get in field goal range. All the Packers have to do is get in field goal range and see what McManus can do. You're putting it, maybe McManus can do something here. Let's see. So, believe it or not, game's not over. Not only that, why do a big pass like that? I would have tried, pretend you're going to do a big pass like that. Then have to do a curl or a comeback route there and just get the 7 yards, go get past the sticks there because it was 4th and 6. Gain 7 yards, game fucking over. 1st and 10. Love steps back, looks, throws, deep ball! Incomplete. Second and 10. Love can get it down there. Boy, if they complete one of these big-ass passes, holy shit. Second and 10. 20 seconds left. Love takes the snap. Back, looks, throws over the middle of the field. That's caught, but it's in the middle of the field. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 5. They get it off at 5. Woo! There's 5 seconds. What do you do? You're right on that borderline of field goal range for McManus. They're going to bring McManus out. It's going to be a 64-yard attempt. Oh, boy, with the wind and the cold in Green Bay. What is going to happen here? Play clock at 3, at 2, at 1. The Eagles called a timeout. He kicked it. It was short and wide. Again, it didn't count. The Eagles are pissed that he basically got a free kick out of it, which I think they're trying to say should have been a penalty. Well, we'll see. And they took McManus off the field. They said, "Whoa, we know you're not going to be able to do it." So they're going to just go for they're just going to go for a Hail Mary here. And they threw a quick outside pass for some reason. Only 2 seconds remaining. I mean, what are you going to do? And now they're going to bring McManus back out. So they wasted 3 seconds. Bring McManus back out and be like, oh, maybe second time's the charm. I have no idea. I'm going to say, I don't think this is going to make it. I don't think he's got this one. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. McManus, snap, hold, kick is up, it's blocked. That was immediately blocked. No good. And the Philadelphia Eagles go into Lambeau Field and escape with a win after, again, playing just uninspired, awful fucking football. I'm sorry. This was a terrible fucking game to watch. And not as bad as last night's game with the Chargers and Steelers, but still not great. Still not great. But there you go. The Eagles win 10-7. They improve their record. The Packers go to 5-3-1. The Eagles go to, what are they, 7-2 now? So you got 7-2 Eagles, and you have the 5-3-1 Packers. They've lost to the Browns, they've lost to the Eagles, and they've lost to the Panthers. And probably should have lost to the Cowboys. Jimbo says, I thought it was a good game. Of course you did, Jimbo. Of course you did. Paul says, I don't know what the fuck just happened for both teams. Should have been a tie. This had that feeling of, unlike the Cowboys game, which was a shootout and should have been a tie, this one was a bore fest and should have been a tie. The Packers should have 2 ties. But instead, Eagles win 10-7, and that'll be that. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports for dealing with this yet again. I will be back tomorrow with the countdown. I'll let you know what we think of the top 12 NFL teams in our power rankings are here on Stay Tuned Sports, and also who's in the Booty Cheeks 5. Are there new teams in? Are there new teams out? Who maybe has climbed their way out of the Booty Cheeks, and who has found themselves firmly planted within said Booty Cheeks? We're going to find out tomorrow right here on Stay Tuned Sports. But until then, my name is King. This has been Monday Night Football on Stay Tuned Sports. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your Monday night.